the top 3 Battle of the Builders 2024 Young Guns
69
Datsun
64 patina GMC.
You had the 67 C10, right? Yes. Yeah. We did a video of that big iron, that crew cab Legends truck, and it went out. Jeremy talked about he really liked the short bed over the long bed.
Yeah, I seen that.
Turns out that pissed a lot of people off.
People are passionate about long beds.
And I am here for it.
So we get an email today. Phil sends this over to me. And excuse my language, because even this is a little vulgar for me on the podcast.
You're reading it exactly how it came through.
Yeah, verbatim. Dear Reaper.
Welcome, everybody, back to another episode of Oil and Whiskey. This one's a special one. I say that every time. This one's a special one.
It is,
but it's, hey, we're doing it, so it's special. In person, in studio, not one, not two, but 3, the top 3 Battle of the Builders 2024 Young Guns winners, top 3. I said that wrong, but yeah, you'll get it.
It works.
You're the top 3 winners of the Battle of the Builders.
Top 3 finalists.
Yeah, they won the top 3.
Damn. So, guys, tell what's it been like? The fame, the fortune.
First, they got
crazy. Like, everywhere you go, is it just people are recognizing you and you're signing autographs? Or
I wish, but no.
Yeah, you went back to fucking work, right?
For those that don't know who you guys are, just run around the horn there and everybody introduce yourself and your shop.
I'm Tyler Adams. I'm from Tucson, Arizona, and our shop is Adams Customs.
I'm Austin Phipps. I'm with Phipps Built from Hermiston, Oregon.
I'm Connor McElvain, and I own Butter Welding.
Datsun. 65?
69.
69 Datsun. That's close. It's not 69 Datsun, the white one.
Yep.
Cool ass little car.
64 patina GMC.
GMC.
Yep.
And then this is difficult. Your brother's sitting right over there. I'll be honest, I was rooting for your brother the whole time. We're just gonna get that one out of the way. The carry-all was fucking cool. You had the 67 C10, right?
Yes.
Yeah. The turquoises and white.
Yeah, whatever the color.
Yeah.
Mint green.
Mint green. The
Yeah.
C10 god.
Dude, how did that go out with the brothers? I mean, one taking the glory. I mean, did you guys?
Oh, we worked together on some stuff. So he painted my truck, so I can't really,
That's kind of a win for both of you then, right?
Basically,
Okay.
yeah. That's how we.
He didn't have time to paint his then afterwards.
No, I ran out of time.
So take us through the process. We're gonna start with the Battle of Builders process a little bit first, and then we're gonna come back to like why the hell you guys decided to do this shit for a living. But how's that work? You figure out that you're gonna be in, right? So everybody knows you're going to SEMA, you're bringing this shit there. How far along the way, how close to being done, or how done were you when you found out you're in?
For me, my truck was pretty much done because I had started it like when I was in school doing an internship, so it was a longer process. So I was able to basically have the truck pretty much done when I submitted it and everything. So the truck was done.
Okay.
That'll be the last time that ever happens.
Probably go back to SEMA.
Yeah.
The other ones were our other 62 carry-all we had there was like last minute, kind of finishing up before the show.
It's the rite of passage if you go to SEMA.
Absolutely. That's how I go.
Yeah.
This was my third top 12 finish, second in the top 3 for Young Guns, and I went at it like, hey, I'm just promoted the hell out of this thing, trying to get it to SEMA. They ended up doing the Young Guns program with it, and I feel pretty good. I finished it up 2 days before I had to leave, so that was pretty good.
Yeah, that gives you time to button up some loose
ends. The last one,
That's
I
better
finished
than
it
a lot.
at 2 in the morning and then left at 10 that next day. So,
Did you find a few more things to do in those 2 days to like little details?
yeah, I had
so
an
you
extra time
probably
to
took
polish
it
the
right
wheels
down to the minute.
Yeah. Honestly, it was nice because I was able to prep the trailer this time. I didn't forget nothing. Like, I was running around and actually had a game plan on how to get this one there a lot better since I had a little bit extra time.
Nice.
It was nice that way to be a little bit more efficient.
Hell yeah.
I started mine up 4 hours before loading it on the trailer to drive straight to Las Vegas from Wisconsin.
Perfect.
So I got on the ground like 2 hours before, and my dad drove most of the way down. And I taped up the back seats of my friend's truck with like painter's tape, and I was brushing my aluminum seats and stuff like that because they were just all DA'd rough, like metal finished. And Yeah, you know how brushing aluminum is, just gray from head to toe. I'd walk into gas stations at like midnight looking like that. And
So you were actually working on the way to
I was
SEMA.
working on the way there, yeah. My dad kicked ass and drove probably like 20 hours of the drive.
Damn.
We
That's
got
like
there.
the urban legend that everyone working on the way there, but you're the one
Oh, it's happened.
that's actually done
It's
it.
happened.
We've talked about it a lot, like working in the trailer on the way there, but
That's
That's commitment, dude.
Unfortunately,
That's-
had to.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hats
I've been in
off.
the parking lot of the hotels working on it before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next day parts to the hotel. Yeah.
I was swapping out nickel plated. I picked up my last batch of nickel plated hardware like the day we were leaving. I was swapping stuff out there at night and everything in the parking lot. And yeah.
Well, how old are all three of you guys? We can kind of tie into the young guns.
Combined or individually?
They're combined. They're younger than you. I guarantee that.
Sniper.
Should have known better.
All right.
I'm 23.
I'm 29.
Yeah, 29.
29, 29, and 23. So, start with you. This is going to be a short story because you're 23 years old. So when did
Not a lot of time.
when did you? I mean, how early of an age you're like? I mean, obviously everybody's into cars, you know, some earlier and later, or whatever. But when do you start thinking about this is all I want to do for a living?
Probably my first time going to SEMA, and then we sold the truck at Barrett-Jackson. So then afterwards, I was like, all right, I can actually make a living doing this, because I was still going to school for civil engineering, which I'm graduating on, I guess, on Thursday. So
Pretty passionate about that.
most of my time, like everyone says, oh, you go to ASU, it's probably a big party school. I'm like, well, you know, I'm in the garage most of my time. Luckily, I have a little garage I'm able to work out of, so not much. I try to get done my school and then go and work in the garage. So
So you're a full-time college student?
I was, yes.
Okay, in addition to building these hot rods, huh?
Yeah, so doing this truck, it was harder because I was doing an internship over the summer, because usually I'm able to get a lot of work done. But I was, going in the internship and then working super late and then waking up super early going for that internship and then coming back. So,
Nice.
Internship for engineering?
yes.
Is that the plan? Full time?
No.
That's
Dude,
that's cool.
once you get the fame, I mean, now he's on TV and everything,
Do you,
wildly recognized.
parents got the college debt, or you got it?
Well, so my parents luckily set me up with like a college account, so I don't have any debt with that. So it was
Okay.
kind of like my parents were like, all right, you need to go to school, get a degree. It's good to fall back on, but
Hey, good for you, man.
I'm finishing, so that's the
You finished.
finished.
You did. You
Are you
did.
incorporating any engineering into the builds that you're doing? Any
Yes.
CAD design, anything like that? You're kind of being able to leverage some of your other skill
It's
sets?
civil engineer. You're not doing much roads in the back of it, I guess.
Yeah, not really. It's literally a good backup plan, and that's about it.
Hey, you got. Well, first of all, you finished, right?
Yep.
You started. You did it. You're in it, and you're gonna follow the dream. So,
Yeah, going into college, I had no idea what I wanted to do. So, didn't know I wanted to build cars for the rest of my life. So, can't really complain.
yeah.
Yeah, dude, I went down a similar path. Started going to college and then coming home and building hot rods on the weekends. And then I found if you just quit college, you have a shit ton more time to build hot rods.
Yeah, that would have been probably easier.
Yeah, it worked. I don't know if it worked out, but not a bad.
Hey,
That'd be my advice. I
To
think
each
that's-
their own. That would be your advice.
Yeah.
Just fucking drop
Because
out.
now you've got something to fall back on.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's good. Because you could be like, this isn't working out. These fucking late nights aren't for me. I got something that I could fall back on. Not having something to fall back on.
Oh yeah, you're right. You'll
Still have a
you're-
couple days.
you're-
you'll swim a little harder without fucking floaties on.
Well, I did that internship, and after that, I was like, this is not very fun. So
Not for you.
not for me. So that's like my driving motivation. Is I did that. I'm like, I don't want to. That's not fun. Like, I'd rather work a lot more and do something fun instead of doing engineering work or whatever.
Sweet.
Passion goes a long way.
What about
guys
you,
gotta
Austin? Go ahead.
I'll say, you guys got a little bit of a early taste of success, though. You sold a couple of cars at Barrett-Jackson trucks, right? That at a very young age, I think.
Yeah.
You guys did very, very well compared to a lot of the top builders in the country. So I had to get your mind going in that direction. That
That definitely helps. So like now this year we have, I guess, 3 of them going. So
When did you start? What was the plan on the first one to take to Barrett to sell? Was that the whole plan, or just, hey, let's build this, be cool, and then?
I just personally funded them, so build them and then sell them afterwards. But the Barrett with Jackson was never the plan on that one.
Dude, at 23 years old, after popping one of those cars for big money, who's the one with the level head that says, let's put this money in the bank. We got some equipment to buy. We'll invest here. Versus like, dude, there's a badass fucking GT coming down the line here. Might slide a couple bids in.
That sounds like a story I've heard.
Yeah, we almost did.
Right.
Because we made those poor. We were, I mean, shit, how old? We were probably in our late 20s.
Yeah.
Sold a car at Barrett Jackson. Like, let's fucking buy a GT. Dude, there's GTs selling for like the same amount of money we just sold this for. We made, I think Phil probably chimed in with the responsible decision.
Now,
hindsight, not a great decision.
Looking back at what you could have bought that GT for, yeah, probably not the best decision.
But that's great, man. Having success there, that's fucking awesome. Now you got a recipe, right?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Just keep going.
Are you doing more cars for yourself, for customers, or just building them to bring them to Barrett and sell them?
We have a couple customer stuff lined up for next year. Since it's our first full time, we never felt that like it was correct to, bring in a customer car when we were in school because we never knew our day-to-day schedule because it was always like after hours or working after school, or we can work a lot this weekend and not so much last weekend. So now we're able to kind of, I guess, build other people's dreams or kind of go on their ideas.
Sweet.
What about you, Austin?
I like to say I was born into it. I'm a third generation in our family business. We do mechanic stuff during the day and custom car stuff after hours. I went to college too. I got 2 different associate's degrees I could fall back on, but all I know is cars. That's all I do during the day. That's what I do when I get home. Like, that's just all I know. So the associates was a plan. It was an idea, and that way I could fall back on it. But no, that's pretty much all I do is car stuff during the day and after hours and all the above.
So it's general repair mechanic stuff during the day, and then
repair, yep.
turn those.
We got an old service station in Oregon. We still pump gas too, so we got 2 pumps and a 2-bay shop, and we just do general maintenance, minor repair stuff, and then custom car stuff at the shop at my house.
That's sweet.
I got a 48 by 100 shop. There's a little powder coat station in
Hell
it,
yeah.
and a couple lifts, and
You're set up.
Yeah, I tried to do as much of it as I can in house that way, and just makes it a lot easier.
That's awesome. That's the dream there.
Yeah, it's 20 feet from the house. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing because I was never in the house.
Depends on who you ask. Depends on who you ask.
That is a tough one. It's great when you want to walk out there. You work all night.
Yep.
But sometimes it's kind of tough, like the motivation thing, when you're not off site. I find like if you got a garage and it's 10 feet from your house and you can just go work, sometimes it's harder than like you got to get in the car, go somewhere, do the job.
There for years and years, me and Jonathan did it at his home garage, right in the back of his house. And the rule always was we couldn't go in the house to eat, because if we ever went in the house to eat, whatever, we'd get comfortable, and then it would be making excuses. It'd be like, all right, well, we just call it a night and finish the rest tomorrow. So it was always we had to stay in the shop and eat and never get comfortable and just eat while you were working. That was just a flat out rule.
Dude, there was something. Jesse James said it. I forget where it was posted, what video it was on, but he said, just don't sit down. Never sit down. Which is fucking great, dude, because there's times you could come in the morning and like you got to field 1,000 emails and you sit and you get into it. That's it, dude. That's what the rest of the day is going to be.
Yeah.
First, hit the ground running and get your hands right on something. And it's so simple, but it's great fucking advice. It really is.
Yeah. Sometimes, though, like that's super cool until you get to 46, and then you have to sit down. This last weekend was quite the experience on me and Phil's legs, where we had to.
That's when you get yourself a Viper chair, right?
Yeah.
Shout
I could have
out.
rolled around.
Fucking shout.
See, they got dropping some new shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been texting over the weekend. It's finally happening.
Sweet.
Yeah, there's some shit going on with Oil and Whiskey and Viper.
Right on.
Yeah. What about you?
I got my first car, and that's kind of when I got into cars, really. I just started fabricating on it, and I talked to my high school co-op teacher into letting me, start a car company in school, and I was in the metal shop for, I think, 5 hours out of the day, just working in there, and my teacher let me do whatever. I fixed up the welder and started welding. And
what was this car company? Were you selling parts, or you were just working on
I
your
was
car?
just working on my own car,
Okay.
yeah. I did
Just
a
an
little
excuse.
slideshow about other car companies in the area and how they started, and I really just wanted to be in the metal shop. So,
Whatever it takes.
yeah, and then I got a job at a hot rod shop, a local hot rod shop, Midwest Fabrication. It's Bob Leeds' shop, and He hired me on as an intern to start with, and then I think I built like a battery box or something like that when I was there. One of my like first projects that he let me do, and after that he was pretty impressed, I guess, and kind of just let me run wild on whatever. And that was great because he wasn't too worried about getting stuff done super fast or anything. It kind of was just do it as nice as you want, and yeah, it was great after that. Yeah.
So when did you decide to kind of break out on your own?
I've kind of been floating around a bunch of shops, like helping. I guess we would call it freelancing, and then
You got that West Coast spirit in you. You got that California.
Can't tie me down.
Well, I mean, I've always wanted to start my own shop, so I've done the business partner thing, and that hasn't worked out great. And I've always had a 2-car garage that I've set up as a fab shop, which is, if you're in the 2-car garage, it's kind of ridiculous how tight it is with all my tools. I mean, I got band saws and brakes and like all the sheet metal equipment and just packed in there, but I've made it work. And actually 3 months before SEMA, I signed a lease on a 4,000 square foot shop. So
Oh, awesome. Sweet. Congrats.
I'm gonna try to do it. Yeah.
Watch now, speaking from experience, going from that 2-car garage to that big shop, how
Quickly it fills up.
quickly it fills up, but how far you space the major cleanings now. Because in a 2-car garage, like you need to like do a major
Totally
cleaning at the end of the
understand
night. Like everything's got to put up, everything's got a space, and it better be organized. You ain't got no space to root.
Yeah, it doesn't get too messy in the 2-car because when it does, you can't work.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So when you got some space, you kind of be like, all right, well that's kind of filled up over there. Let me work over here in this area.
Start working in sections of the shop.
Yep. And then it becomes one big major spring clean.
Yeah, I'm still working on moving into the new shop, but man, it sure feels like there's no more room than there was in the old shop already. But I have a not really a business partner, but a friend that I own a couple CNC machines with. So he's in one half of it with he does more industrial fabrication, and I do a lot of his welding, and he does a lot of my like press brake work and stuff like that. So shared it well, and he takes up like half that shop. So I got about 2,000 square feet.
Awesome. What's the plan going forward?
I don't know. Yeah, I help him a lot doing the industrial stuff, which I really like. I really just like sitting down and welding is my favorite thing to do. So I do a lot of turbo piping and stuff like that. I think that's like what I'm most valuable in, is doing kind of those smaller projects. So I'd like just to stick towards fabrication. I don't know if I want to get into full builds yet. I got one coming in that I'm going to test it out on and try outsourcing paint and all that stuff. But I don't know if I'm going to enjoy it as much as I enjoy just the fabrication side of stuff.
You mentioned the first SEMA you went to is when you really kind of started getting, like, yeah, hell yeah. How many years ago? 3, 4, 5 years? How many SEMAs you been to?
I've been to, I think, 3 or 4.
Legally, that's about all you could have gone to. You can't go in and after, before 18. What was the takeaway? I want to go around the whole around the table here. What was your biggest takeaway this year, in comparison to the previous 3 years? Same thing, new shit. What's like when you came on the flight home? What's going through your head of like, didn't expect that. That's what I expected. I want to pivot. I want to do some cool shit. All of us have been on those flights, been on those things where your mind starts racing. You're going to build something that can fly and hydrogen powered and all that kind of crazy shit.
I grew up like my dad. Like he built trucks for as long as as a hobby. So I want to try to we really want to do like a Corvette or something along those lines instead of a truck.
Something little muscle cars, different. I've done trucks, kind of.
I've done a lot of trucks and just never done a car.
It's the drive. You guys, you're not far from Arizona, so you're flying home, probably, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or do you fly home or do you drive back?
Or from Arizona, we drove. I flew in because I had to take a test, but my brother drove our trucks within our trailer.
That's only 6 hours, something like that.
I don't know.
6.
6 hours.
I'd be interested, Connor, in yours. But going there, we obviously know what you were thinking about. You're thinking about finishing the car.
Yeah, keep sanding.
Yeah, I hope this fucker doesn't. I hope my dad doesn't crash because I'm back here with it. This seat's gonna cut me in half.
He did.
But oh, really?
Yeah, he doinked the trailer pulling into a parking lot. And the front left wheel fell off on the way home off the truck. So that
Damn.
Off a truck?
Yeah.
Oh, that's dangerous.
Ooh.
We were going like 80. Yeah.
Oh.
My buddy brought the truck in the tires plus in Pewaukee. Shout out.
Yeah.
Or not.
Good or bad? Yeah, not a good shout out.
And yeah, they didn't tighten the wheels down. So on the way home, like middle of Nebraska, we lost the wheel doing 80. And
Yikes.
I was with my fiance flew in. My dad flew back home, and then my fiance flew in to come home with us because we were going to take our time a little bit. But that ended up taking all the time that we had.
Yeah. That's the way to do it, though, because she'll never want to do it again.
Yeah.
Set those expectations.
She's
I know.
been through it all already.
But with you driving, I mean, it's like a 36, 38-hour drive. Something like, well, longer when the wheel falls off.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. We got the first drive done in 27 hours.
Oh, yeah, that's ripping.
Yeah.
For me, always having that like time behind the wheel and just open highway, I think I'd build like 8 cars in my head because I'd go crazy sitting. I've got to be doing something. So that was always my type driving back to SEMA to see any of those long
do
hauls.
this and this is gonna be the inspiration.
But then you almost get done with it. Like you've built it. For me, I've built like every detail. Like
in your head.
Yeah, so it's already finished.
And now I don't want to do that anymore. Right.
But it's good that getting behind the wheel, hauling the stuff back to and from shows. At least for me, I don't know if you guys share that, but it's good brainstorming.
I went straight through 18 hours straight through from Oregon to Nevada that Thursday before the show, as if we had some storm coming in northern Nevada. I was like, I'm just gonna ball straight through. That way I can dodge the snow and make it a little bit easier to pull that way.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, no, I understand. You think a lot. 18 hours behind the wheel. That's a long day.
Yeah. A lot of thinking, a lot of planning.
Oh yeah.
You're planning, the next build, especially if you're dealing with customers and there's all kinds of stuff going through your heads.
Yeah, my biggest thing that I was focusing on this year was more of finishing. I just got my first powder coat equipment. So I'm starting to do some smaller pieces in-house. And so that was my big thing that I was focusing on this year, is like looking at powders and Cerakote finishes. Like I've been spraying Cerakote for a few years, and I've just been really wanting to get that more dialed in. Like, and this is the stuff I'm spraying up to standard, or is it nicer, or where am I at standing? I did all the powder and Cerakote on my truck. So I just wanted to see, how it related out to some of these the higher end builds that, just if it was comparable or not. So that's what I was really focused on this year, was more of the finishing side of things.
What surprised you the most this year at SEMA?
There was some stuff out there that I definitely don't think was up to par. But I mean, that's just a given every year, though. There's always some rough stuff out there. But honestly,
yeah, I mean, poor quality is not
that's
something
not
new.
Unheard of.
Right.
Neither is poor taste.
No.
Shit ton of that.
Well, to each their own. An opinion can't be, honestly, an opinion's opinion, right? You can't give somebody shit.
I found that
about
out.
The hard
way.
You guys are all long bed fans, I'm sure, right? Long bed trucks.
Oh, for sure.
I like short beds.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what I bought, was a long bed. And then I don't know, somehow it got shortened up. I don't understand what happened.
You're wrong. Dude, I'm in the process of just getting destroyed all over.
Have you seen some of those comments on the video? We did a video of that big iron, that crew cab Legends truck, and it went out last week. And Jeremy talked about he really liked the short bed over the long bed.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Turns out that pissed a lot of people off.
People are passionate about long beds.
And I am here for it because seeing
me get just destroyed. Dude, even my wife calls me today, and she watches stuff and she follows what we do, but I never really hear much from her. And she calls and she's like, "Hey, you're getting like destroyed on social media." Like on what? I've read some of the YouTube comments and stuff, and Instagram seemed all right. Well, I didn't look at Facebook. Facebook is where they're fucking ruthless, dude. On Facebook, it's almost 600 comments of just basically fuck this guy. This guy sucks.
The email today, though. Do you have it?
Pretty awesome.
I screenshotted it.
You got an email about it?
Dude,
We've got
listen
multiple emails.
to this.
Oh,
So
this
you
sounds
guys,
like a death threat.
yeah,
Not far off.
some of you guys are young and kind of fresh to the industry, but this is the kind of
Just
stuff.
wait. This is the type of stuff you have
These
to
are
deal
the
with.
accomplishments that you get when you've been in the industry for 20 plus years. Okay, you can hang your hat on this kind of stuff. So we get an email today. Phil sends this over to me, and excuse my language because even this is a little vulgar for me on the podcast.
You're reading it exactly how it came through.
Yeah, verbatim. Dear retard, your truck looks like shit. You are obviously not a truck person, but more of a penis enjoyer. Preferring more cab space and less bed in a truck is like preferring getting your... I don't know if I need to say that.
Poop pushed in.
Yes. I'll remind you that it is called a truck, not an avalanche. You are gay. Sorry about your mental disorder. Sincerely... We don't need to put... fuck it. Sincerely, Reed Gendregsky. Thank you, Reed.
Reed. Appreciate it, Reed.
Thank you for your comment, Reed. I actually kind of enjoyed that one. That was a good one. Yeah, so like,
Unhappy folks.
yeah.
Unhappy.
That's classy.
I thought so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm interested in what compels somebody. Like, what's going on in your life that you took the time out of your day to
We've
go
always talked about that.
open up your email.
He's probably
Wolf.
a civil engineer.
I've always said it takes a lot of time just to hop down and actually leave a comment.
Yeah.
For a negative, right? To say, I just watched this, 3.5 hour podcast, but I'm going to tell you all the things that I don't like about it or whatever.
Yeah.
But to say a comment's not good enough, let me find that email address,
Yeah.
right?
Gotta go that next
Let me
step
write that email.
Is that when you had to click the link, go to the website,
Yes.
go to the contact info, find the info at Roadster Shop.
That went to
Spencer.
the info at Roadster
Yeah.
Shop.
Yeah, that wasn't direct. That
Yeah, he
was-
wanted to make sure everybody. And they did. Well, don't worry, everybody got it.
Well, and sometimes,
Just because I forwarded it, not because.
well, and sometimes just to find the contact info, and some websites are like digging for a good 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was a lot of work that went in that one.
Really got worked up over it.
Enjoyed it. So yeah, be careful what you say on YouTube.
Oh, Reed. Reed will send it.
Reed will get you.
So we were back to, we talked about no taste. We talked about, other than that, like stylistic wise, cars, stuff. What surprised you?
I was actually the opposite of what he was. I've never been to SEMA before, and I've always seen the stuff, like missing drive shafts, all the crazy stuff that people post about cars not being done. And I only saw maybe like 2 cars there that I was just like, oh man, this shouldn't be here. I was blown away with the majority of the stuff was just mind blowing. Like even them dumb real tall trucks, still most of them are really, really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can pull. There's a certain level of appreciation for something there. You may not like the whole truck,
Yeah.
but when you look at what they've created, the fab work and the machine work, it's
Oh, it's crazy though. The different people of either being there or you not having it. That was your first time but
there,
buying into the hype of all the negativity that you've heard of like outside stuff of like it's not that great and the lifted trucks, blah, and then being surprised the opposite. And then I've had people that first time there that spend time in different places, right? And they're holding SEMA up on a pedestal of it's nothing but like Sloanecker and Riddler award winners, right? And they walk around and they're like, well, like these aren't show cars. I'm like, well, not all of them are show cars, right? So it's funny how what you've built up in your head to the experience and whatever. At the end of the day, if you're a car guy, you're going to find something in everything. I mean, like if we couldn't drag Phil away from that Miata on the skis, like that thing,
Yeah.
the amount of fabrication in that,
Talk about the
amazing.
Miata with the Lamborghini intake, right?
No,
That
that
everyone
was
blew up.
yeah, it was a toss. It was a toss up between the two.
Yeah, but that dude faked that though. That he doesn't give any credit.
I watched that thing get pulled in, and I said, "Is that really what it is?" And then I went and looked at it. And I said, "Oh, this is real custom here."
The snowmobile Miata actually worked, so he gets credit for that.
Treads in
that
the
was
rear and skis in the front.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
see that thing, but
It was actually pretty for a Wisconsin guy. I mean, that's a functional car. That's
for a Miata guy, I feel like that's a fucking car. You're a
Well,
Miata guy, right?
oh yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Big time, huge.
What
Yeah,
stood
zooms
out
in.
to you guys out of all the cars there? Because for me, there's usually like one that you leave the show that you're like, damn, that was cool. What's the one thing, the one car that was inspirational, that just stuck in your head?
That Grand Nationals that I think Doughboys
Dutch
did.
Boys.
Dutch Boys, yeah.
Yeah.
The Dutch Boys.
Yep.
Yeah, that thing was. I mean, the work on it was definitely the coolest in my
It's on
opinion.
another level.
There was that. What was that? I think did they do another car there that had a bunch of 3D printing, like the
Chevelle.
downpipes?
Was it the 70 Chevelle?
I don't know.
That was-
it was like-
Doughboy Chevelle.
Yeah, we're going
that blue
Doughboys
color
from
one.
now on. By the way, that is set in stone.
New name.
Doughboys.
Doughboys.
Done.
I think they're gonna love it.
Oops.
That's gonna
The Chevelle, the blue 70 Chevelle.
Yeah,
that was Blazing Rods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But didn't they call it Doughboy? Wasn't that what it was called?
Oh, maybe.
Oh, the car.
car
Car,
itself.
yeah.
I feel better now.
Okay.
You do.
Yeah.
You do.
But I still like the direction I was headed with it.
Yeah, that thing was.
I'm
really
sure
cool
you do.
In like the sense of engineering and modern.
Some crazy
machining.
shit into that. Yeah.
But it definitely was not my favorite. Just the engine, like the doing of it was really cool. My favorite car was there was a Hako Skyline that had a blow through triple Weber setup on it. That was really cool. But yeah, Grand National I think takes the win.
Yeah, that was very well executed.
I like that Blazing Rod Chevelle. That was as far as 3D printing engineering wise. That was pretty cool to see. There were some pretty well thought out parts on that car. I thought.
Yeah, that was pretty
Pretty
innovative.
extreme too. Like
Pretty
it was
innovative
it was extreme. Like everything was kind of pushed to the limit on that. I feel like, but it was neat to see.
I think probably my favorite was the Willys and I guess that won the off-road category, just because you don't see luxury pre-runners like that every day. So just to see something that crazy nice and
What was it? Where was it?
it was in the, or
It was
I
top
guess,
4.
Yeah.
Shit, I missed it.
It was a red
No, it was the
Willys.
Red Willys Jeep, or like the what are they called?
RJ Fab did it.
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
Thing's nuts.
Oh,
Yeah. The RJ Fab guy, dude, he does crazy shit.
He's
Yeah.
He's super cool too. Yeah, I had a good time talking to them.
We talked about it on the recap. I never got to see it.
Morgan Clark's.
Yeah, Morgan Clark's. Did you see it in person?
I didn't see it in person. But
Where the hell was it?
It was somewhere that we didn't go because we didn't see it.
I think the Sarah
Was it a
was it
different-
in the Cerakote booth.
Yeah, Cerakote.
Was it upstairs?
Did you see it?
I saw it at the stage because we were able to get to talk to the guy.
Okay.
Okay.
But it was in the Cerakote booth, I know, before they moved it.
I think right now for me, that's the best thing being built across all genres of cars.
That's what you're most excited
I'm,
about.
I'm making that statement for me anyway.
I saw something that he said he only has like 1,200 hours into it right now, which just seems wrong. But
he's
the guy is
flying
fast.
through it.
Yeah.
I think that to me, that's probably what's the most impressive is the rate at which he's like completing things. I
Yeah.
mean, I've
Or how
followed it.
similar y'all look.
Do we? Or the fact that he's not bad to look at either. You know, like the car's. But seriously, I followed the thing like from the day he cut the thing apart, and he stuck like a random front clip, I think, under it. Just he was playing with some proportions.
Yeah.
and
I thought it was gonna be like a throw together.
Dude, it's a damn chassis. It's a roller in like weeks, and it's impressive. I mean, the thing's nuts. It was at PRI, but we didn't make it out there. I wanted to see
It
it.
was in the Tycon booth.
Yeah.
When you get to SEMA, you're there, the vehicles are done, right? You've got all of those deadlines to meet. You know, you got to be here, you got to do that kind of stuff. What time do you have to, like, take it in? Relax, take it in, enjoy? Is it, at dinner with the family one night? Or when you're, like, take that breath and you're like, holy shit, like, all the hard work.
I didn't take it until I picked the car up. I came back at midnight, and it was pretty quiet there, and my car was like right in front of the Battle Builder stage, and I think like they were loading up that 68 Charger, and Chip Foose was walking around, and man, I'm brain farting on the name. The C1 Corvette guy, what's his name?
Kindig.
Kendig.
Yeah.
He was there loading up his stuff, and it was kind of cool to be loading up a car, and all those guys are loading up their cars too, and that was the only time that that was the first time it really like slowed down for me, and I was able to like just sit in the trailer and look at stuff. Yeah.
I know that whole sigh of relief is after you get there though and stage the car. That's the sigh of relief for me. Granted, you got deadlines and everything while you're there that week, but like just the whole sigh, like all right, now
It's out of your hands now.
It's out of my hand. We can take a deep breath, sit down, go eat some good food somewhere.
Hope it starts when you got to move it to the Battle of the Builders.
Yeah, that's the thing I was going to say.
I was lucky though. I got to park at the whole stage the whole week, so I didn't have to move it.
They threw a curveball in like the SEMA plans because to your point, it used to be you get there and like it is.
We're
you
done.
cross the finish line.
Yep.
The car is sitting there as long as it doesn't catch on fire or anything. Like, you're good. But now you got to start the thing and drive it. And usually the cars are so damn fresh. Like everybody knows if you're bringing something to SEMA,
Absolutely.
it's down to the wire. So that's.
And you're opening and closing doors.
Yeah.
And turning on the ignition to show people the gauges.
And you're driving it. I mean, it used to be we're driving up ramps and stuff, and the car's idling for lengths of time, and which I don't want to sound like you're building junk, but it's like the first time it's been started, which should take some flushing out. But
I didn't have water in my car on the drive-in. We drove in from the Platinum lot all the way to the opposite side, and I'm following the guy. He's like stopping to let people walk through and stuff like that. And I'm yelling like, "Hey, how much farther?" He's like, "Oh, we got a long ways." I'm like, "Oh shit."
We've had a few where the gas gauge doesn't work, and you're not sure if it doesn't work or if it's actually empty. So that's a little bit of a pucker factor if you're going to make it through the line.
Like it would matter if you were driving.
it's just like a.
It's on E. Fuck it.
Unsettling.
We got plenty. What about you? You just like y'all got two there. I mean, you kind of done it. You get
I guess we had 3 there, so that was
okay.
a lot to just be able to get all 3 of them there. And then once I got there, I got in there, I guess, on the Tuesday. And then we had interviews. And then I guess on probably like the last day, I was able to kind of like take in the show and actually like walk around for a day. So it was it was pretty cool just to have all three of them there and walk around and be like, oh, there's ours, and see people walk around them.
Yeah, it's kind of cool, right? Just if you like almost like a spectator, if you kind of stand back and just see people observing what you've created.
Well, I like to see what people like, what people dislike, and I don't know, just to see how I can get better.
Well, they don't like short bed 4x4s. I can tell you that.
The thing is,
Don't do that.
Well, I don't think that anything.
they just don't like the fact that you said that you like a short bed.
Right.
And no-
Anything truck based, you can. I don't know. We like even the tilt beds are like, well, why does the bed tilt? Well, it's to show off the, the frame and everything. They're like, well, that doesn't mean it's a dump bed because they think it's like a dump truck or something.
truck guys have,
You can't win.
yeah.
No, you can't.
Well, we
Should have been higher. Should have been lower. Should have been
low.
four-wheel drive. Should have been independent. Should have been straight axle.
Years ago, we did that Craftsman series with the C10, and that was almost like, I think it's like 12 years ago now. And it was a slammed C10. It was a neat little truck, but they were still kind of fresh.
Can't drive that.
And that going out to that audience was just, it's the same thing. Like, you can't put a sheet of plywood in it. It's so funny, the difference of opinions on trucks.
Where is all this full length sheet play? That's the biggest thing. Where's all this fucking plywood going? That's everybody always says. I can't haul.
Has nobody ever laid the tailgate down and put it, like...
Oh, first of all,
How often do you haul plywood?
well, again, I'm serious.
Depends how many ramps you got to build.
I've hauled sheets of plywood before for a project, 2 or 3 sheets, right? There's no need in putting the tailgate down. Put them in there, right? Angle them up, put a strap on it. If you're having to haul too much plywood, right, that you can't put it on your tailgate, you got to put it down. Then get it delivered. What do you need? What do you need 75 sheets of fucking plywood for?
That's true.
There's no project that you're doing by yourself that if your tailgate can't handle it, you're not loading it yourself anyway.
That's a good point.
It's fucking stupid. All these people, because we drive every day. All of us drive. We drive to work. We drive back to work. We drive on the weekends. How many times, think about it right now in the last year, have you seen anyone hauling plywood?
And we're right across from Home Depot, too.
Yeah, I just had some delivered to my house.
It's because they're hauling it in their minivans, their Honda Pilots.
Yeah, I've seen people hauling it.
The rear hatches are open on them.
Yeah.
I put a 4x8 in my minivan outside. I mean, don't even truck.
Good point. Dude, you're like sticking up for me, huh? You got my back.
And then I've heard the plywood thing, because I've hated long beds in any format, high, low, no matter what. I drove a long bed. My very first vehicle that I ever drove was a 1976 F100 long bed, brown on brown two-tone, right? And all I wanted was it to be a short bed, because long beds suck, right? They absolutely suck. They're not good for any, and then building vehicles and building trucks and building stuff like that, I hear that all the time. Well, you can't fit a full sheet of plywood in it. I did construction for years. We hauled full sheets of drywall. You know what we didn't do? Put it in the fucking truck. We had it delivered to the job site, and you do the damn job. I can't stand that you can't fit a full sheet of plywood in.
Yeah. Well played, man.
It's stupid. It's an urban legend. All right, y'all got to go to the party, right?
Yes.
It's Thursday night. Was it fun? Did you have a good
It
time?
was a lot of fun.
Yes, it was great.
Is that
Yep. I
Pretty
went
sweet.
last year too.
okay?
Yeah.
Well, how the fuck did you get in? Like,
Oh, you know.
you know somebody? Yeah.
How'd you guys
listen.
feel the next day? Did you go hard? I mean, did you have a good time?
You know, we went pretty light, and then my buddy was having a birthday party at one of the concerts afterwards, and then that next morning was a little rough.
I think it's the after party afterwards that really gets you.
It does.
The after party after the party.
I mean,
lots of
I made that mistake
We never go to
last
those
year.
after parties. You did. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. We had a little one.
Just small. It was kind of
Just
like
small.
a laid back.
It was kind of a
The
relaxing.
drinking commenced, but
Yeah.
on the Battle of the Builders stuff, when you guys had to go up on stage and do your interviews, did you make sure you were prepared and well rested, or what was that? What was the night before like? Because you went up, did interviews right on stage.
Yeah.
Were you guys in good shape for those
You
interviews?
just got to wing it.
Okay.
I would say I was in
hated
good
it.
shape. Yeah.
I could not stand talking on stage.
It was rough. I against the other young guns, I felt more comfortable.
Yeah, that part
and
was
then up
fun.
against the more professional builders, I don't know, just felt a little heavier. Forget a little bit. Don't talk as smooth. I
Were
feel
they
a little
asking
more
you guys
nervous.
any questions and prompting it, or is it just tell us about your car for 15 minutes?
That's
Go.
the tough
Yeah,
part.
that-
If they'd ask,
just-
you gotta
yeah,
ask
it's just
more
more
questions.
just we're gonna start the just keep talking,
Yeah.
keep talking the whole time. Just walk over the whole thing. It's kind of rough that way.
Are you talking for the when we were showing our cars or
Yeah,
whatever?
yeah.
Yeah, it was in the when we were all showing each other, the young guns were showing
Yeah.
each other cars. When you ran out of stuff to say, it was a little easier because everybody was kind of
Like helping you.
helping.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then with the top 12, it was a little bit less of that. Like you could tell. I mean, they know what they're looking at. Everybody knows what they're looking at there. Well, so did the young guys that were there too, but they wouldn't ask as many questions as the,
Yeah, it's just different.
So it got a little
It's a little bit
awkward at
more-
points, yeah.
Was it a warm reception from the other older guys, the
Oh, yeah.
veterans?
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, I got some pretty good feedback on my builds. So I felt pretty good about that. At first, they were a little skeptical because it doesn't have no paint until they seen all the details in it. But
Yeah, I would say I had overall good feedback on it, and
Who was all in there?
Classic Car Studio guys were in the top.
Classic Car Studios.
Yeah, but they
won.
don't
RJ
count. No one.
got-
Charles don't even know what the fuck they're looking at.
Tony from American Legends was in the top
Yep,
3.
Tony Army. Yep.
Was Hogan the Blazer?
Hogan was not.
No.
no.
There was that blue step side. Do you know who did that?
Chris Stafford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
Stafford's
Which-
garage.
yeah, you're-
That
for
truck's
him.
fucking cool.
A great truck
Super
too.
Yeah.
it's a cool truck.
Yeah.
Both of them
Obviously.
are pretty nice that he had. He had that gray one and that blue
Yeah.
one there.
Yeah.
That
The-
DB5 was in top 12.
Which
That
one?
Kept blowing smoke. That DB5.
Yeah.
Oh, the James Bond car.
Yes.
Yep.
Who built that?
No idea.
I'm not sure.
That was an interesting
That
build.
was so cool.
I mean,
To
it's
see all
an
the gadgets.
expensive car. too.
Expensive car that had like a
Was it a
lot
real
of
one that they
gimmicks.
started with?
I have
It
no
sure
idea,
looked
actually.
looked
Yeah.
real.
Yeah, he said it was like a Pebble Beach car.
He did say it was a
so-
Pebble Beach
Yeah.
restoration.
With all the gadgets, and
That's
it was a show.
Rocket launchers.
That's a
and
big time.
It's a huge fan.
It's a huge fan. I was gonna say big time enthusiast. Yeah.
He's probably got the movie quality Chewbacca
Yeah.
mask too, right?
Yeah, you know it. Instead of Shelby, that's Sean Connery's signature on the fucking glove box for sure. That takes a lot of effort and enthusiasm about a movie to recreate something like that.
No, I was talking to him, and he says the owner absolutely loves it. Just goes to the show, plays with all the gadgets and everything.
Hey, to each their own, man. To each their own.
I saw a dude driving down I-94 on the spur, driving a perfect kit replica Knight Rider, the whole thing, dude. The fucking steering with the whole dash.
Leather jacket.
Have you ever drove with one of those half steering wheels?
I did for the first time because I rented one of those Tesla Plaids. Me and Josh did.
Oh, man,
You know what you
my
shouldn't
dad and I
rent?
did a Night Rider years ago for a guy.
Did you
We
really?
had the whole
What are the
dash,
odds of
the little half steering wheel. So I had to drive it around the driveway and take it to the guy's shop.
Yeah.
Trying to turn the corner, you're just reaching around. You're like, this is the most unpractical thing ever.
That's not a good idea.
That story hasn't been told, and we won't talk too much about it. But
Okay.
the fact that, and you're getting way better at technology.
I didn't crash it.
No, you didn't.
No.
No, you didn't. That car and its tech,
And me.
and you,
Not a good fit.
and that steering wheel.
Are there any
My-
temper
and my
tantrums?
short temper. There were a few.
There was the beginnings of an epic temper tantrum before we left the parking lot at the airport. Upon retrieving it, that's when I knew that this is probably. Well, then finally we got it where it would go, and I calmly looked at him. I said, thinking about this now, I don't know why I didn't stop you. I said, do you think that this was a good idea? And he said, no, it probably wasn't, but we're committed now.
Go to punch the wheel and nothing's there. Just
Yeah.
Straight windshield.
Dude, in my defense, we rented a C-Class, right?
S-Class.
S-Class.
Yeah.
AMG.
Yep.
On Turo. Turo's a great fucking website, dude. You get some rad cars on there. And they canceled it on us.
The dude wiped it out the night before.
Yeah, curbed it or something like that. So we're like, well, we need something fast that's exciting. And I'm like, I've heard a lot about these Tesla Plaids. I'm not an electric car guy, but they're supposed to be fast. So we rented that.
The act of driving it on a road, if you're just driving it interstate wise or something like that or whatever, it's good. It's the half steering wheel is great. You can see so much more. Pillars are kind of thick, but they're kind of wrapped around. It rides okay, but it's ergonomically pretty good, and there's a lot of pretty good okay things about it. But parking it or like doing the car things in it, that sucks.
Yeah, the
Then
swiping from forward
you have to swipe.
reverse.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
for forward reverse, and then the half steering wheel. Like there's no way to palm it. It sucks.
Yeah, I'd get it backwards, and then you're getting in, and you're like close to a car.
That
and
was
you
when
think
the
you're in
temper
reverse,
tantrums could
and then
come.
you stab the throttle, then you're like, oh shit! You come like that close to whack, and who the fuck would make a fucking shifter like this?
I have
Yeah.
a hard time with just the regular knobs that you have to like on the new trucks.
Yeah, the newer Chevys with the push buttons.
Just
and
gotta figure it
holes
out.
and-
Well, then you got to push and then push the top, or
It's gotten out of hand, and it really is. We need a reset, I think.
Old column shift.
Yep.
Yeah.
Down. Good.
Column shift.
Oh, I mean, that's why we got so many fucking stupid people. Is all those safety measures have kept those stupid people around, breeding more stupid people. Because how many times did you play in the damn car and knock it out of damn gear, right? I mean, all the time.
Yeah,
as
I did
kids.
it with my mom's Lincoln.
Right. And there was kids that, I mean, fortunately, they did it too many fucking times. They didn't learn. They didn't make
They're
it.
not around
right?
anymore.
They're not around anymore.
Survival of the fittest.
You can't get. I mean, Phil's driving a Bronco Raptor, and my Raptor's the same way. Like that electronic shifter. If you try to like throw the door open too fast, right, as you're going from like from drive to park or something like that, I hop out. That thing, electric locks, and then it starts flashing and waits to get. There's too much shit. Can't open the fucking tailgate without pushing a button. You cannot open the tailgate.
The locking tailgate sucks.
If you can't lift the tailgate, you don't need the fucking truck.
Yeah, these guys are like a fraction of your age, and you guys are probably into all this tech stuff, and they're like, look at these old fucking dinosaurs. They don't know how to
Beep, boop, beep, boop,
it's a
beep.
button, dude. Like,
I've never owned a car past 1999. I don't think I had a 6.5 Suburban. That was the newest thing I ever had.
hell yeah.
I'm with the new
You're
stuff.
probably
My
right.
truck's just a 2000, so I'm like, I don't like all the new stuff right now. And it's expensive. I can't afford to buy a brand new truck. That's my problem.
I went and bought a brand new GMC before SEMA, so I saw the whole trailer with.
What, 3/4 ton?
3/4 ton Duramax, yeah.
Dude, so is it is it a dually or standard?
Standard 2500.
So I've got one, and I pulled a tag trailer with it for the first time. Do you chase it down the highway? Like the wheel, mine corrects itself, and you can't turn it off. And with a tag trailer, it'll give you that little bit of sway, and it just gives you enough to where it like upsets the truck a little. And then the wheel, the entire time is going like this on its own.
Mine doesn't have that. I mean, I have the, what do you want to call it, lane
Lane
departure
avoidance.
or whatever.
Yeah, I got
I
that.
just turned that off. I don't need that. That autocorrect, though, when you're headed toward the edge of the road, I don't like that feeling where it overcorrects for you and brings it back. And
Yeah, I'm with you.
I put
Rumble
the
strips
sway
are
bars
for.
on the trailer too, so that kind of helps a little bit.
The autocorrect shit though, you gotta know how to use it. If you're not pulling a trailer, it can work pretty good because
One of my customers calls that lunch assist, so he can eat and drive at the
that's
same time.
that's all you gotta do is weigh a little weight on the steering wheel, and I mean you
I just drive with my knee. I'm a good knee driver.
65 south and put it on 83 and you ain't gotta even touch the wheel and you sit there and watch a Netflix show if you want to. It's
We're
not a
driving
big
that-
deal.
We're driving that Tesla, and I find out it's got that like autonomous mode. What the fuck do they call it?
Yeah, auto drive.
Auto drive. So we kick it on because we're sitting in bumper to bumper traffic in San Francisco.
But you got lane splitting with motorcycles there.
Right. So
And
we're
that
cruising
thing
along, and right about
freaks.
I had a guy blow by me in Vegas. He literally had to duck to go around those big mirrors on the truck. I was like, dude, he's balls to the wall. He was like 45 miles an hour. Just poof. We're like, what the hell was that?
Do it past a Tesla that's auto driving.
sure, yeah.
It's self-driving.
it doesn't like that. And the other is right about the time when I got comfortable with it, and I'm like, dude, this is actually pretty cool. Like, this is my feet are off the pedals. Like, you're
Laid back.
You're getting to be relaxed in traffic. This is great. The car just takes like a 90-degree right-hand turn into the car next to us, and I grabbed the wheel and just stopped it from smashing into the car next to us. Just out of nowhere, it just decided we're turning right hard.
Huh.
So in the scary thing now, like I guess Tempe by the school, they have driverless cars, so they just drive around with no drivers.
Yeah, I've seen those.
That's pretty
Crazy.
I'm good with that though because that's based on that tech. All those people that we said are around now because of that tech, they're going to get taken out too. Because they're going to walk right across the street. That tech's going to fuck up, and they're just going to get plowed by that fucking auto drive. Oh, it's a Tesla. It'll see me. I guess not. Guess it didn't.
Well, now that we've veered wildly off track, like we usually do,
Yeah.
you guys are here to discuss your companies and what you guys do. And I know a lot about you, Connor, because
That's weird.
we tried hiring Connor.
Yeah, I came down here earlier.
Yeah. So at SEMA, he wins this award, and he's standing in the booth, and he's with John York. I'm like, what's this dude talking to John York? Turns out he's the guy who came by the shop that we chased you and chased you and chased you because you came highly recommended. Bob Merck's kind of a buddy of mine now because our sons skateboard together.
Yeah, and Bobby Joe.
Yeah, so you came very highly recommended from Bob.
That's cool.
And we did everything we could to hire you. But I guess it didn't work out, which is fine.
Yeah, I'd like to help out sometime.
I know a lot about what you do. I follow your work. And no offense to you guys because I don't know that much about like what you guys specialize in. But you would appear to me as though you're like one of those gifted kind of dudes. Like you've got it. You're doing some pretty fucking awesome stuff.
I mean, it's all I ever think about. It's all I ever do. It's like for fun. I want to like just start something that I've never done before, and like, yeah, just like doing.
Like come to
new
work
stuff.
at the Roadster shop.
Yeah,
So cool.
If you have some way to teleport me,
And Bob said the same thing. Bob was like, "This kid who could do anything. Like anything you give him, he's on it, man."
yeah, it's fun. It's
What do you like doing most? What's your specialty? What's the thing? You said welding. You like to keep your head down.
I like
sit down,
just
weld.
welding on my positioner. If I could just do that all day, I would.
Really?
But I mean, I say that now, but when I would be doing that all day, then I'd
You could build
be
4
mad
bars.
about it.
4 bars here. Put them in a positioner. Weld
Yeah,
hundreds of them all day long.
Yeah.
I like doing yeah. I like doing new stuff. It probably is my favorite thing. All related to fabrication normally. Like I built my fiance her wedding ring, and that was probably one of the most fun things I ever did.
I saw that on the Instagram.
Yeah.
On the internet.
Like I did upholstery on my car, and that was again like I just have a good time like getting into stuff that I don't know how to do and figuring it out.
And that
But I also like making money, so that's where the welding on the positioner comes
gotcha.
in.
So that car, I mean, you built everything, right? You built the frame rails, the chassis.
Yeah,
Like-
well, I saw the chassis shop when what you guys were doing, and I've been getting into CAD a lot, and I got
Sure.
a CNC machine now, and I work with laser shops and all that stuff. So it's like that's what I want to do. I'm
Nice.
gonna find a Datsun Roadster and do that. But yeah,
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 that's-
this is the wedding ring, so it's platinum and gold and. all
What are
that
we looking
stuff.
at? There's a
That's a jeweler bench my buddy made me, and that's like the start of the. This is a terrible
Yeah,
reel to show.
you got to catch all the shavings and stuff.
Yeah, so that's platinum, and then
You built a bench to build a ring?
yeah, so that's building the stone settings. That's the settings, and it's like all this stuff is really expensive, so you can't mess it up. Like I don't know, it's probably like $3,000 worth of material there, and then
dude, that's awesome.
it's all metal, so it's a lot of that transfers over. And I found a guy on Instagram, that Gaston from Miami. He was willing to like share all the tips, and
Gaston sounds like he's from Miami.
oh, he's cool. Yeah, he built some like gnarly. I don't know how much they cost, but they're gnarly.
That's wild.
That's hard to beat. I mean, damn.
I sold a race boat to do that thing. I had a flat bottom boat with a small boat.
You think that was the right decision?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I take it.
Dude, race boats are fucking cool. Dude, I got a race boat. It's fucking badass.
I never finished.
Oh,
it,
look
so.
at the damn
Damn,
case.
Oh yeah, I machined out the case and
Dude,
with all
that
the,
is amazing, man.
yeah.
How'd
Well-
that go over?
Great.
She
Yeah.
said yes.
We were supposed to get married, but I built the car instead, so that didn't go over so great. But
That's
I built
impressive.
it. I kept saying the car was hers, so I'd be like, "Yeah, I'm going to work on your car tonight."
That's pretty cool.
Again, set expectations.
yeah.
And so, mic drop. Who's up next? That's a tough one to hang
I
with.
can't compare to that one. I bought my wife's rings.
So, how about you? What's your? I mean, I saw the truck was badass, twin turbo, right?
Yep,
Love
yep.
the roof rack on it. What's the thing that you geek out on? What's your area of specialist? Where do you?
I don't
where
know.
do
It's
you
kind of
thrive?
hard to say just point one thing or something. I don't know if you could pick like one thing, like details. Like I like to take like as a whole, like so say like the engine. I wanted everything to be super detailed. Like I wanted all hard lines for the vacuum lines, hard lines on the feed lines for the twin turbos. I wanted everything to flow. Everything's kind of brushed. Everything has that machine look.
Mechanical.
Like, mechanical.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that'd probably be more my biggest cup of tea. I mean, that's what I do every day too. Is more mechanical.
Was that a
stuff,
customer
too.
build or yours?
That was my truck.
That's
I
good.
built
It-
that for myself.
Did Nelson do the motor or you just get the turbos from Nelson?
So it's Nelson turbos. It was an OQ4. Then I went through the Texas Speed Stroker kit and did Wiseco pistons and all that. And my buddy from STL Fab, he helped me with the turbo kit on that. And
Sweet.
yeah, we did the Twin 64 Nelson turbos, the ball bearing turbos. So I can't wait to get it more dialed in this spring and just fry the hell out of the tires. That's the plan.
You know we do chassis for those things, don't you?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Come. That's 2 parties you gone to. And 0 chassis. So.
Well, I don't know. I got a 60 vet at home. I don't know. Maybe we can work something out.
Yeah. All right, yeah. We need to. You want to go to another party? It'll be another.
His wastegate dump, he was talking about attention to details, is the coolest turbo thing I've
hold
seen
that
in
up.
a long time.
You have a picture on the ground?
Those trucks
hey,
are
Jamie,
common
Google
for rust holes in the right there. Just that one up in the top right. Yeah.
You could have
The
had
good
no
old
truck
rust
around
holes
it.
right there in the front fender.
Yeah.
Every single one of
Right,
those
they're all-
trucks rusts out.
that's where the
wastegate dumps.
fastener is.
Got that screamer tube right through there.
That's a great picture, man.
It's a great
But we
picture.
went out to Bonneville on the way home.
Damn.
And it was pretty cool. We seen some Lamborghinis, Corvettes, and some Porsches come out off the salt, and they were doing test hits out there. I was like, I'm not ready to go drive on the salt, but
They were probably destroyed afterwards.
they were doing 200-mile-an-hour hits out there. I was like, oh, that's awesome. Like, good for you guys.
Until you had to clean it.
Yeah, exactly.
So with that roof rack, if you would add one at the tail end of the bed, that's 3-4 feet high. You could haul probably 12-foot boards.
Bullshit plywood on there.
Bullshit. Yeah.
Do you know Boris from Street Machinery?
What was that?
Do you know Boris from Street
No,
Machinery?
I don't.
That'd be right up his alley.
Yeah.
They're like 3 of that exact level of patina, 64, 66.
That's a great looking truck. The roof rack honestly caught me. That was the first thing. I think that looks so rad on those trucks.
You know, it used to be a long bed, so I mean, I kind of messed it up, but
Hey, you fixed it.
Nah, don't worry, I commented on it.
So engine based stuff. Did you fab all that, or those Heart Fab inner fenders?
Heart
or-
Fab inner fenders, Heart Fab firewall kit. I worked with him on that, and
Should we? Should
Josh-
I do it? Should I do 2-in-1 episode?
I'm not going to stop you.
Shouting it out
To Joshua.
Josh Hart.
Joshua Hart.
Josh
I think
Hart
he
from
goes by
Hart.
Joshua now.
No, it's Heart Fab.
No, he told me.
Those are his stuff's great, and for like inner fenders and any of those C10s,
Yep.
square bodies,
they
all that stuff.
fit well. It's got tons of room in there. It was great because I like bigger wheels. As you can tell on that, 22s in the front, 24s in the back.
What are your thoughts on the bigger wheels?
I'm a 20 guy, as Austin knows. His new truckie, as he posted up on, it's like, nice stock height. I'm like, and he's like, I'm going to lift it 9 inches. I'm like, 9 inches and put 24s or right?
No, we're doing
24?
26s on it.
Yeah, sorry, 26s. Not
You're,
really.
you're from Oregon, right?
Uh-huh. We're from the other side of the state. We're on the good
The
side.
Miami part?
Yeah,
The
we're
Oregon
on
that's,
the
part,
good
that's
side.
close to Miami?
How does that work?
It's funny though. our side's all farm industrial.
How does that work out? What's the divide in Oregon, like from a demographic?
Well, I'm looking at the pictures.
If you're driving down,
I can-
see, that's customer.
So like
bills.
where does Eric Black's Portland? Is that right?
That's it's completely like,
So he's in Portland. So that's obviously
it'd be like Green Bay and Chicago. It couldn't be too different from each other.
Portland's only 180 miles away.
Okay. So you're
Not too bad.
blue collar farm country.
Absolutely, 100%.
Got it.
They also wear Carhartt, though,
Yep,
on the other side.
different kind of thing.
Certified Ford truckers.
Yeah, there's a good one on the wastegate dump.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, so cool.
Yeah, you already had a partial hole there, probably, right?
yeah, the passenger side had to open up a little bit. Driver's side, that was 100% good, ready to roll.
Straight through.
We're gonna pull the curtain back. What's left on the punch list to get out there and start hammering?
Well,
Your
it's-
weather's probably shitty right now.
Yeah.
That's
So you
his
got
own truck.
you
So
got
it
the-
gets kicked to the side.
I know,
Yep.
but you got the winter to work on that punch list. Springtime comes, you're ready to start fucking frying tires.
Yep.
What's left on the punch list?
I got a weird throttle problem with it right now. I don't know what the hell's going on with it. It's a 39% throttle. If I call it parental control mode. Just ease into it, we're good to go. But as soon as it hits that 40%, it just starts cutting out and popping and sputtering.
What pedal?
It's
GM pedal?
GM, yep. It's a Corvette pedal with the Holley Terminator X Max.
What throttle body?
Nick Williams 103. I had that throttle body on a different build that I did, and it worked just fine on that. So I kind of ruined that part out, but it's got some other weird little glitches. It's all kind of related.
Yeah, it's probably a ground. It's not a big deal.
That's
It's a
and
ground
That's
for
the
sure.
weirdest part, though. Like when I went through and wired that thing, I made sure like all the grounds were good. Like I put bigger
Call tech
grounds
support. They'll
and-
tell you it's a ground.
Yeah,
Give me the
well,
first
I got told to go search through some of the grounds for the brake pedal. The brake pedal.
Yeah.
And so
gotta-
I got it.
Speaking from me, we've all been in this industry long enough.
The one I found out, you got to grounds on your radiator are super important too. Just so you guys know.
Really?
Otherwise, the tanks will crack at the core. Every single one of them.
Electrolysis.
No way.
Yeah, immediately. Like immediately. Within like 10 miles of driving the car. They just
We're
separate.
not picking up the sarcasm yet.
Because the radiator ain't grounded.
Yeah.
I've seen that happen. Yeah.
Yeah. What's the fuel system in that thing?
It's a Boyd's tank with the Phantom Dual 340 kit.
Okay.
Yeah, that was kind of an adventure too. I had this really good idea to put the whole air management display. I CAD designed that whole thing on top of the fuel tank. I got nice hard lines, dual compressors on top of
Sweet.
the fuel tank. Till the night before I was supposed to get it tuned, and I had no fuel pressure. Then I had to turn the bed off, turn the air management out, and everything. Just get the fuel pumps out to find out there was a pipe plug missing in the top hat. I said, "That's lovely. Just love that." But it is what it is.
Learn for the next one.
That's right. That's right. Apparently, we need to tear the top hats off of those things to
Yeah.
inspect it first.
Well, if you
before
find
you bury
if you
them.
find it's a fuel system issue, reach out. We'll hook it up with the Aeromotive kit for the whole thing, and get that thing just spraying fucking fuel
Yep,
Spray
that's what
into
I
the
got.
motor.
into the motor.
Right.
Yep, yep.
Into the motor.
Yeah, that's what I run. Aeromotive.
He's running the Phantom.
Aeromotive.
Nice.
Pressure regulator.
Sweet.
So, yep.
Is that the
I-
brushless pump?
It's a good question. I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah.
I
That's
did
good
that. I did that same setup on that last car I put together too for SEMA 22. We did a '66 Nova, and did a LS3 with the Whipple on it, and that'd be a fun car to get out and beat on. I built that one for my dad, but I've been the only one to drive it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. We just did one LS 2.9 Whipple in a 63. That's a fucking ripper. And the white one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a T56 Magnum in it, 411 gears in the back, so I'm pretty sure 1 through 3 is just pointless, but that's fine.
Yeah.
You have a lot of fun that way.
Unless it's got a Roadster shop chassis in it, then it hooks up and it goes first, second, third. It seemed that one we built worked. I mean, I got traction. Little breaks the tires loose a little bit first
I
gear.
don't know, maybe it's
And then
just
it
me and
goes.
these big wheels. That one's got 19 by 11s in the back, so
That's
Does
not a
it?
big wheel.
That's a small wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
that's,
get some
that's an
drag-
appropriate
19 by,
size
Yeah,
wheel.
19 by 11, you get a 325 drag radial
With
on
some
it.
actual tread wear rating. Good tread wear, yeah.
Or
He's like 26s, 28s.
Yeah.
yeah, we're gonna bring it through the quarter panel the next one.
Okay.
Yeah,
We're gonna hook him up.
Sage from Donkmaster said that the Donkmaster himself said they're doing 26-inch, drag
He did.
radials. So.
We're gonna hook him up with Miranda from Miranda Built.
Oh.
He's down in Miami area.
Looks like seeing his Instagram, they've already hooked up. What about you? It's your turn.
The specialty, what is it, man?
Yeah.
What do you thrive on?
I really don't. I like doing everything essentially except the paint and body part of it. But I don't know. I like the wire. I like to fabricate. Like to build brake lines. I even like the anything really.
Interior
Just
too?
I've started to dabble in that just because I don't know. It's not super difficult in some aspects, so I'm starting to learn on that. So I've actually built my first set of door panels in this last truck we just finished up.
Right now, to you and anybody listening, learn how to fucking sew. If you can learn how to sew, that is honestly that's more of a lost art than a fucking body man or a panel beater now. Learn how to sew. There's trim shops all over the place. Learn how to fucking sew. There's hardly
No, you're
anybody that knows how to actually sew, make good seams, make tight seams, make the shit look good.
Who was the Asian lady that a gas monkey would use?
Sue.
Remember? Sue.
Sue. Sue sews.
Sue is
Yeah.
fucking awesome.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm halfway joking, but halfway serious. That shit is.
Yeah, I know nothing about that.
Put it in.
I don't know how to sew. I don't even know where
Put
to
it
begin
in
on
your
something
bag
like
of
that.
tricks, especially you guys that like to just try something new, learn something new. You'll be at the fucking jeweler's bench to build the one ring.
This dude will fucking he'll pick up a sewing machine.
I
and
sewed up all my
stitching
seats, yeah.
shit
Did you?
laser
All right.
straight.
Yeah, I sold up every. I did a whole
That's
interior.
something that nobody. It never gets any talk. It never gets any fucking love. I mean, Jesse James put fucking metal fabricators on a rocket ship course for the next 50 fucking years, right? Because of Motorcycle Mania. Nobody does that for upholstery. Nobody does that for trim work. And that shit's fucking hard. There's a difference, no offense. There's a difference between wrapping panels, right? And making them all cool, making them all fit, and sewing shit that looks fucking awesome. Making fucking seams That's why you don't see it in new cars anymore. Like good French seams, nice shit, playing around with fucking knowing how to do like fold overs and scaving the back of shit. That's the stuff that nobody gives any credit for.
You're right.
Yeah. I sewed up a rooftop tent for my Lexus that I have like a couple years ago. So that I had like, I mean,
You
just
so
tons of-
West Coast. God, grief, what are you doing in fucking Wisconsin?
Western Oregon.
I think this is like a young Adam Banks with a little bit of West Coast.
Yeah,
Adam Banks from Rad Rods.
you're right, 100%. Yeah,
He's cool. He's the coolest.
Adam. Honestly, Adam. Unfortunately, not unfortunately, but Adam is the nicest guy in this industry.
Did you want to do you want him to not be nice?
No.
So you could say that there's some negative about him. Is that why you're going there?
I will say, I wish there was something that you could ding him on. I'm not convinced. He's
probably
got a
like
skeleton in the
There's like a missing toe. There's something weird. Something weird.
He's
Gotta
just
be.
he's too talented and too nice of a guy, and he's not fucking awkward. Like we text about shit all the fucking time. And it doesn't matter if it's not even stuff that he's super into. Football, guns, podcast, whatever it is. He's probably the best.
He might
He's
like
the-
short beds though. He didn't ask him that.
100%.
But the thing is, he would have the discussion with you and take both sides, and you would agree, and then you would feel worse about yourself for taking such a hard stance on the short bets. That's how good of a guy he is.
Well,
But you're right. I think it's web feet.
I think we brought that up before.
Did we bring up
Yeah,
web
I'm pretty
feet?
sure you said that before.
I just maybe that's just in my head.
Well, I mean, that brings up a good topic. For you guys, is there a fabricator or somebody out there that you follow, something on Instagram that you're like, that's inspiring? The guy that you've got, your sight set on. You're like, that's what I want to do. I want that skill set. I want to be at that level. Is there somebody out there? What drives you?
What drives me is going to the shows and seeing like, I don't know, high end finishes. Like I've never built exhaust before. Then I started building them and just kind of like driving just to learn new things and seeing what other people do and look at their ideas and how they build it and then just, I don't know, figure out how to do it myself. I don't think I have like one guy. I couldn't say like I follow that one guy, but it's a variety of different people that I look at.
If you had to look back over the last 4 years, what's the car or truck or build that you've referenced the most, that you've thought about the most, that was the most influential on you? Any kind of build of anything.
I would say just looking at my first truck and then everything I wanted to do to that truck is what I basically did on this last one.
That's a good answer.
Yeah,
There's some talent in this room.
there is.
They're answering the questions the fucking right way. They got the skill.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a fucking Troy, because there's that never going to give anybody else any fucking credit about looking at anything, and I only look inward, and I'm looking at myself to be better. That's a fucking talent. That's it's an absolutely great answer.
How about you? Who is it? What's the car?
That's tough. I don't know. It kind of depends on what I'm working on at the time.
Yeah.
I'll go on Instagram, for example. I'll just look up a whole bunch of different shops. I'll just go through and I'll pick them. I'll just look at different things. If I come to a show, I'll just straight nitpick, go through that whole thing and try and find, like what did they do that I can improve on that's different than what I can do to try to add that my flair to that too. It's
cool.
just I like to just I don't know, it's kind of hard to just point one finger at somebody and say like, yeah, this is the guy. Like I want to just do exactly what he does. I like details. That's kind of my cup of tea.
Hell yeah.
Just try and pick out, even wiring, and I don't know, I'm kind of weird. I even line up the letters and the tires and the valve stems and weird stuff like that. But
That's good.
That's what you're supposed to do.
You're supposed to do that.
Yeah.
Josh is like a level up for me on detail because I look past door jams. Door jams to me, like unless you're building something that's a Riddler car.
Yeah.
Fucking door
You look
jams.
past them. Other people don't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the line up the letters of the valve stems. We actually had a customer, great fucking dude with that black and white Chevelle.
I've
And-
actually shown against that car in Spokane, Washington
Really?
before. Yeah, with that blue 66 Nova I had.
Okay. Did you meet the customer, Brent?
Yep.
Great fucking guy.
Yep.
But he actually brought that up, and I felt stupid because it never even crossed my mind to line, because we put white letters on it.
Especially when you're indoor showing, you're
And
fucking
lining
clocking
them up,
that shit.
lining them up with the valve stem, and I'm like, I mean, we can. We could. Yeah, sure. Like I just, dude, it never registered.
They're already
with
on
me.
the car.
That was
so-
beyond.
But yeah, that's my thing. I do wheels and tires too, so I mount my own wheels and tires. So it makes it
Well, because
super
you
easy.
got especially when you know you got a advanced circle, you got a fucking high side and you got a low side. You're gonna fucking mount that opposite of the damn valve stem, whatever. That's what balances the wheel. That's you're gonna get a fucking quarter ounce of weight on that thing when you balance it. You got on a tire, you got markings to put it opposite of the valve stem because the valve stem is weight on the wheel.
Gotcha.
This heavy side of the tire is
the
opposite
yellow
of that.
and the red dots on the tires.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Fucking yeah. Anal is
All right, well, let's get into something more interesting. Connor, how about you? Who's out there? What's the car? Is there a car?
Not really a car. I mean, the cars that I like are not really cars that are built. If that's a good way to put it. I just like cars that I like old Nissans and
Okay.
old Toyotas and stuff. So I don't really look up to those as far as like a building stuff point. But the cars that really, I guess, inspire me would be like really nice pro mods and like radial cars and no prep stuff. And I work a lot of those. And those, it seems like, aren't really done at a shop necessarily. It's kind of a ton of shops that do all the stuff on them. So I can't really say a shop that I really look up to. But those things are just always so nice. And the fabric on them is great.
Did you see what he pulled up in? He drove here?
No.
Oh, God.
Is it a Previa? You said minivan.
It's an Estima.
What's that?
It's an Estima.
Which is
It's a Previa. Yeah.
it's a Previa.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
Oh, is that the red one?
Dude, I guessed that.
Yeah, you
I
did.
guessed the fucking Previa.
It's a black one.
Yeah.
Well,
With blinds and everything.
It was a kid, or the car I bought when I had a kid. I had to get a minivan.
Well,
that's a good guess.
there's a as passionate as Phil is about Miatas, Jeremy is probably surpasses that passion with Previous.
I'll take a little bit.
They're great. They're
He's raved
So
about
we've
the
got-
performance
I've raved about it
characteristics.
forever, and we've got. I'm sure all you guys use McMaster car for like everything, right? We've got a guy since the day we moved into the shop in like this building in like 2008, and there's been the same McMaster car.
This is like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, there's been the same McMaster car delivery guy that's been coming here every single day since 2008 in the same light blue Previa, and he just like comes and goes, never says a word to anybody. We're in the process of talking about Previas, and he rolls into the parking lot while Josh is outside. I always catch Josh when he's outside smoking a cigarette, and we just kind of talk about what's going on, talk about life. And we're looking over there. Dude rolls in. I'm like, dude, I'm telling you what, I'll bet you this fucking guy's been coming here for like 15 years. I'll bet you that car's got damn near 1 million miles on it. He's like, you're crazy. And me being, I'm antisocial, so I'm not going to fucking talk to him. So I say, Josh, go ask him. Dude, ask him how many miles are on the car. How many miles are on the car?
950 something.
950.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said, how many miles are on that thing? 952.
He was proud of that. He was proud of that.
He was proud of that.
952 and probably 9 rear axles.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Well, I think that's interesting with you guys. That like what's cool to me is you guys seem to be just inspired by fabrication. Like it's pro mods, it's details, it's this, it's that. For the three of us back in our era, there was always a car builder. Maybe that was the lack of the amount of information
So we
or
have a
visuals.
magazine to hold on to.
Yeah,
We see so much of it now. That
yeah. There's just
Yeah,
and you don't
everywhere.
see, we don't, like you guys, I feel like with looking at magazines, you saw the end product more than you saw the process.
Yeah.
Ours is pretty much all process.
yeah,
Yeah. You're right.
Anything you want to see is on the internet. You just got to dig for it.
yeah.
But I will say, before I forget later on, this shit that y'all got, the camaraderie, the fact that y'all been hanging out all day, the fact that you text each other and talk, don't lose that shit. That is the fucking thing that has been missing for the last 4, 5, 6 years with that generation, that you're pissed off because you ain't got yours right now. Why didn't I get this fucking trophy, and why does so-and-so get that? We have a great relationship with 95% of every single builder that's out there.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. It's amazing to be able to lean on your friend, your brother, your community. There's people we have fun and hang out with. We don't even talk about car shit, that there are other fellow car builders. Do not lose that shit. Do what you have to do to make your customers happy, and help the fucking guy next to you. Help him. That shit is so fucking awesome to see. Because I didn't know this dynamic until y'all all got here. And the fact that you're all joking around, laughing, we're having a fun time and stuff like that shit is important. I know you're going to take it for granted for now, but there's one day that you're going to look back and realize that shit's important, because there's people that don't feel that way. There's people that are pissed off because they ain't won their fucking trophy, or they haven't gotten that award, or they didn't get this recognition, or they don't have this many followers on Instagram. That shit's fucking bullshit. You guys stick together, welcome the next group that's coming up, and do that shit, and we're going to be in a good fucking place.
And where you're geographically located, in Oregon, Arizona,
Miami,
Wisconsin,
yeah.
Miami. Yeah, you guys are not competing with one another. You know, you've got, each one of you has your area that you like excel in.
Shit, even if you're across the street, it don't matter.
I don't think there is really competition anymore.
No.
I had one of my old business partners was always very worried about all the other shops taking work and stuff like that. And after we kind of parted ways, I talked to all those guys because they're all car guys and they're all, pretty good at what they do. And I work with those guys a ton now, and a lot of I've worked with pretty much every local shop I can talk to, and it's like someday, I'd love to send them paint work or something.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to do that. Or
For sure.
The more people it seems like the easier it is to either outsource, take some of their work that they want to do, or even share. I'm sure you guys share customers with a ton of other shops.
No, we absolutely do. And it's funny, like the customers we share with other shops, they might come to us for something it's not like we took it from that shop, because it's something that we specialize in, and that shop wouldn't have built that car. Mm-hmm. But for me, the greatest thing is having those friends, those contacts to help you through troubleshooting stuff. Whereas you guys, you might encounter something that you spent 200 hours just losing your ass on chasing it, and then you figured it out. And then you encounter that, 2 years from now, and you'll do the same thing. But if you've got this network where you can reach out to guys, to be able to provide that information to somebody and save you the 200 hours, it's great, man. And that's probably my favorite thing about this industry, is being able to reach out to peers to, if you're battling something, to get you out of trouble, and you gotta build that relationship.
You gotta build that relationship, and you gotta be honest and have the balls to have those difficult conversations too. Because I've been on both ends of those. You guys have been on both ends of those 100 times when it comes to either a customer side of things or an employee side of things, right? And customers and employees are all fucking great. They also don't realize how tight this industry is, right? So you have that, there's going to be a time that comes, right, that you are met with, and I really need some help, and I'd like to take that guy. But I also have broken bread with that other dude that owns that shop, and I've done this kind of stuff, and it's the right thing to do to call him and let him know that this guy is looking elsewhere. Same thing goes with the customer, right? And you got to do that shit that seems like it's not going to benefit you, but it's the right fucking thing to do. And you have to do that, and you got to call it, man, if everything's gone wrong with you and this customer, and it's just, it's not a right fit, fine. But I don't want to take food off your table. And then you have that conversation. The guy's like, yeah, dude, I can't make him happy. I'm not going to be pissed at you. You do what you got to do, then you did the right thing, right? But that trying to get an employee or trying to get a customer or trying to get that next fucking dollar to fuck the next guy, shit always comes back to bite you.
I just had one of those last week. I'm at the gas station. I had a customer with a lowered truck. He took it somewhere else, brought it in because the ball joint broke. Truck was all cambered up in the front end. He lowered it more, but actually the rear end was up higher because the shop installed a whole bunch of parts wrong. And I was like, sorry, I'm not going to bad talk anybody, but I could have did it and saved you money in the long run. Yeah. You got to keep ties with everybody. I'm not going to bash no names. I have another shop in town that I work with, Joey at STL Fab. He like I said, he helped me on my truck. We bounce ideas off each other all the time. Even me and Tyler were talking about tubing the other night, about running aluminum and stainless tubing where we get our supplies from and whatnot. But bouncing ideas, that's critical. I bounce ideas off a lot of people all the time.
Yeah, good stuff, man.
Yeah, it's just, not to try to didn't want to try to get too
sappy.
Yeah, sappy or philosophical. But
these worn out old fuckers are giving us all this.
I wish I learned that. You learned that along the way. Nobody ever told me. I wish somebody would have told me at a very early age, right? And getting into it.
10, 15 years worth of
Save 15 years. Now, on the flip side of that is you always live your life doing that, by trying to do the right thing to the customer and to the shop. And you call that customer if those things now, if somebody else don't live by that code and they try to fuck you out of an employee or they try to fuck you out of a customer, kill them, destroy them. You don't.
It's the flip side.
It's 100% the flip side. If they break that code and they're not going to live by the group code that everybody lives by and whatever, absolutely destroy them And they will also be expelled like the parasite that they are. The industry will not take care of it. Like it will get rid of it. And that's just the way I think about things. It's the way you think about things. Live by the code. If you want to break it, then you're
Live by the code, die by the code.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
There's everybody that's been in this long enough, they're listening right now. They know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
We don't have like boycottings and fist fights at shows anymore, but
I wish
maybe we
did.
should.
Yeah, we need to bring some of that back.
Wish we did. Do you guys hear that story where Glenn? Well, what?
It wasn't Glenn. It was.
Well, but
it was
Glenn
Watt. It was
Glenn
Boyd and
about whooped his ass.
yeah,
Didn't he?
yeah. There's some. It
Was
was.
the guy that kicked the shit out of Boyd?
It was a dude from Colorado Custom, I think.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. The old days.
Old episode.
What's coming down the pipeline for you guys? Any bitching new projects? Where are you headed? What are you doing?
I got a real basic build, that 56 GMC that I'm started. Just super basic, just getting old run. It's been parked since the 80s. Nothing too crazy.
We're finishing up a little 68 C10 that we're hopefully going to send to Barrett Jackson. And then afterwards, we got a customer build for a 72 Blazer. And then another really good customer we have has a 94 OBS, like pace truck.
No wonder you want to build muscle cars. You got all these trucks.
So, yeah, then we're going to, I guess, put a motor in that one, put an LS3, make it a little bit more fun to drive. And then I guess afterwards, I don't know what we're going to, hopefully we'll have some other things lined up or build something else for the auction or
Sweet.
really
Let your
whatever.
brother make the chassis decisions because he seems like he makes the
He's
correct
the
one.
educated one.
Yeah.
Well, I guess he's that carryall sits on a Roadster shop chassis, and then he's
That's
built
why
the chassis
it sits so
before. And that chassis, like I drove it before we came out here. It's like the carryall should not do what it does.
That's cool.
That's where, not tooting our horn. That's where you hear the most thing is when it's a vehicle that shouldn't do the things that it's doing. There's one thing to be like, oh, the Camaro handles really great, but when it's a 50 Olds, you're like, holy shit, this thing's amazing. Yeah. We're gonna do one last thing, and we're gonna get into standard questions. Where do you want to be, you and your brother and your shop and your business? Where do you see yourself? Where do you want? What's your hopes and dreams in 3 years, 36 months?
Just keep building stuff, growing. Hopefully, I guess my wife, she's in medical school, so she's kind of an unknown, I guess, because she doesn't know where she's going to end up with residency. So I guess hopefully we're just building our, I guess, clientele right now, building more cars. Luckily, we have a 40x40 that we work out of my parents' house, so we're able to do that. But hopefully after, I guess, we figure out where she's going to go, able to settle down and get a shop or.
Now I know why he said fuck the degree. She's going to make the money. That makes all the sense.
Well, there's a lot of debt that goes into it.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I get it.
But I guess just build as many cars, and I don't know. We're able to grow. I think that's the fun part. Is the one client, he's been good relationship with them, and he's bought in basically our first cars, and we've been able to see the progression of all of our vehicles, and just to keep progressing is what I like to see, and just building new stuff and seeing how I can come from my first vehicle, which maybe like wasn't my best vehicle, but seeing my growth throughout the years.
Great answer. What about you?
Honestly, just hopefully I can bring in some more customers. That's just kind of my goal. Doing more custom work, more complete stuff would be nice. Maybe working only half a week at the normal job and then another half a week at the shop, and doing some more stuff like that in 3 years would be pretty cool to see. Probably
gonna push
grow a bigger clientele.
You gonna push to transition to just doing custom cars at any point?
I would like to say yes to that, but sometimes you just got to have that guaranteed income where I'm at. It's just
Sure.
the market's not as big on my side. Like, I'm not saying that me as a whole, I'm like one of the bigger ones in the area, but people just really don't do what I'm doing out there.
Have you thought about modifying Subaru Foresters? I mean, in Oregon.
To it. Beat me to it.
It's close. A different side of the state.
Different side of the state. It's like another state.
Okay.
We're almost part of Idaho.
That's Western Idaho.
Yep, exactly.
And
Take it back. Take it back.
Western Oregon is basically just like Eastern Washington.
Never been.
Just take Oregon and split it down the middle, right?
Okay.
And then you got big Washington and big Idaho.
Okay. Got it.
Pretty much.
Lots
Yep.
of dots.
What about you?
Where you headed?
I'd like to keep doing what I'm doing now. I'd like a pole max.
I like to work at the Roadster shop for a
I'd
little.
like a 6
We've
table.
got a Pullmax.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We got a Yoder. You're
Do you have a
playing with one of
P6
those?
pole max?
P9.
P9.
Yeah.
Is there advantage of getting a bigger one?
It's bigger. The
I've
nine's
never,
bigger
I've
than
never really
6,
needed
I
the
think.
throat, to be honest with you. I don't think I've ever. I've never ran any panels that go like more than halfway through that throat.
The P6 has a more standard die size, correct?
Well, I still have a
3/4
3/4 inch shank.
On the
dies
P9
on the
does?
P9,
Does
yeah.
the P7 have a 3/4 inch shank?
I don't know,
All right. I've been looking at
but
it. So.
put a variable speed foot pedal on it.
Yeah,
That's
the
a game
DFB,
changer. Yeah.
I mean, not P21 would be sweet. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. I mean, those are good.
Yeah,
ambitions.
but I mean, I'd like to do it more full time instead of doing it out of my garage and doing it at other people's shops. So I don't know what that's gonna lead to. I mean, I have a lot of turbo kits that I have to build and stuff like that, but that goes pretty quick when you really get into doing it full time. So I don't know if it's gonna lead more into doing full builds, which I wouldn't mind doing. Probably more panel work and sheet metal shaping.
Sure.
Really like the CAD design. I'd like to get a product line going. I have the CNC machine, so it'd be nice to keep them things running while I'm in the shop. And yeah, we'll see if it goes into either probably more bigger builds or if it's going to lean towards the industrial fabrication side of stuff. Don't know yet, but
What do you think's missing to take it to the next level?
it's a good question. Pullmax.
The Pullmax. Dude, like honestly, from experience, the Pullmax is just going to cost you money.
Yeah, they don't make a lot of money.
No?
It's the same
It
billable
truly
hour.
is. It's a cool tool, and you can do some great stuff with it. Like honestly, the thing we use it the most for is in conjunction with the laser cutter, because you can cut all your guides
Do the beads.
to do the beads. I mean, beyond, it's a great tool to have, but as soon as you transition to the Pullmax from having a bead roller,
You work for free.
you just add labor hours.
Yeah.
You get a better product. I mean, it opens up what you can do. Like it
Yeah.
expands your capabilities.
Yeah.
And you
But
can't
it's not
make
going to
dies
make
for
you any
a
money.
I guess it would. Yeah. I mean, I just say that because I'm
Yeah.
on right now. But yeah, I don't know what's in next. I don't think I really want to have employees ever. So I guess it's going to be figuring out a way to make more money per hour, which is like where the product line.
Product, yeah, I think you're on the right track. The product line stuff.
I think I got a lot of good ideas for that. I did a bunch of these tabs on my car. They're like little capturing tabs for -3 bulkheads because
Okay.
you know how they spin every time you try to tighten the brake line down.
Yep.
So I machine the hex into it and do some cool like billet machine patterns on that. So I want to get those going. Not that it's going to be a big money thing, but be a good thing to start out getting guys that fabricate to see more
Yeah.
stuff to sell. Yeah.
You have those on your Instagram?
Yeah, I think I got a picture of them on my car.
If you can keep those CNC machines running all day while you're fabbing stuff.
Scroll down.
That's the way to do it.
Scroll down. There's like a picture of 3 of them on my chassis. I think you might have to. Oh, that are real up there.
Top center?
Center.
Up
One more up. That's just some welding shit. Yeah, I think I show them in that. Yeah, those right there. So the bulkhead sits inside of them, and then the locking nut goes on them, and it kind of captures them.
Nice.
Right, those. But so that's like the first thing I want to kind of get off, and because
What's with the line clamps? What's the story with those?
It's all custom. I made all that stuff. Yeah. That's kind of one off though. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
You talked about it earlier. Back to Adams. Was this what you're taking to Bear Jackson?
Except the yellow one. That one's already sold. But the other 3 are. As long I have 2 lot numbers for the 4-wheel drive carryall and the 67, but waiting on the 68, so hopefully we can get that lot number on that one.
Yeah, maybe Ed's listening. Get a lot number handled.
Do you know what dates they're going yet? Is it a Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
The 2 are on Saturday.
Nice.
No idea on the, I guess, the
That
Ray
carryall's
C10.
fucking
That's
cool.
cool. Dude, you're in the
I
right.
love 'em.
You're in the right genre at the right time, man.
Well, the thing with the carryalls is like my dad built my mom a 64 carryall, so that's what we grew up riding in. It was nicknamed Overdrive. It was red carryall. So to be able to build that vehicle that my dad built all those years ago or something similar to it was really cool to, I guess, connect back to what we grew up riding around in.
I'm not a that era GMC fan, but that carryall, patinaed with the it works. That it just works.
I've wanted to build one for 10 years now since we
Yeah.
did that Mr. Gasket one. That's been my favorite truck wanting to do. I'm gonna go later. I'm not a huge fan of the early '60 hood on it, but
I could go either way.
You just can't beat the patina on that.
Yeah,
the
that's
body
killer.
is. You just like I'm looking for a 3-door Suburban because the owner has talked about doing the same thing on a 3-door, but finding a nice body is not very easy.
So if you can't find it in Arizona, it can't be fucking found.
I'm torn. I've always shied away from the GMCs. Even if I'll see the most bitchin' patinaed truck, and I'll look at all the pictures, and then you get around to the front, I'm like, oh, fuck, it's a GMC. Oh, I guess I could change the grill. Tell me why the GMC is cool.
The 4 headlights is pretty neat. Obviously, looking from an aspect of production numbers, like that GMC, the production numbers on it are half of whatever Chevrolet is.
But you bought a new GMC.
I did. Yeah, well, I'm not saying I'm right.
Yeah.
I want to, like, it's
Well,
just what I'm
Look at
drawn
him
to.
talk that one back. Now.
I think grill and headlights.
No, I was honestly...
Grill and headlights have been cooler on some GMCs. They fucked up the hoods on a few of them. But like
that hood was Chevy and GMC in '60.
the carryall,
Well, this
the
hood's
carryall was
actually-
different. That hood, right?
Or yet for the GMCs, that's only a GMC hood because of the marker
Yep.
lights are a
I was
one
with the
only.
earlier one with the 2 big nostrils.
Yeah, the pig
Yeah.
The
nose.
60.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Great looking truck, man.
Yeah, that one was Chevy and GMC there.
A different. Yeah, the
Park
marker
lights are different, yeah, on the GMCs.
What's that green? You got like a 48 to 54 on the right.
Oh, the 53 on
53.
that was, or the one in the reel before.
Yeah, it's all the way on the right, Josh. Click on that guy there.
So my brother is the one that
extended cab.
Yeah, so my brother built that one. That one's with my dad's first high school truck. So he drove it to school. Him and my grandpa rebuilt that one together. And then in about, I think 2000, they extended it. And then it was yellow. And then put that, like, the OBS bed on it. And then we got it back, I think, in 2020 around because grandpa was just tired of driving, I guess. And then my brother, he went to town on it. So the chassis, he built it from scratch using a Scott's front cross member and a back, and then the 4 bars on it, but built all the frame rails through the center of it, cut the whole bottom of the truck off, and then basically rebuilt the entire, like, took out the whole bed out, rebuilt all the sides on it, made it, I don't know, did a lot of work there. And then obviously refining all the door gaps. He built the running boards from scratch. He did a lot of work on it, like to have a done truck, I guess, show truck back in the day, and then to tear it all apart was a undertaking, but it was neat to be able to do that for, I guess, my dad.
That's awesome.
What's that whole family dynamic like? Because it sounds like you, your brother, your dad, your grandpa. It's like this is a full family. Everybody's into hot rods.
Yeah, so like on the 2 carryalls, we can't find anyone to do carpet. So like my grandma has a sewing machine. So my mom and my grandma and my dad were doing the carpet in those vehicles. So my grandma would come over, help with the carpet. And then like even in the wood in my bed. So my grandpa's really into wood. I don't like wood. But in my bed, I needed to build wood in the bed. So I went over to him, or took the frame and the cab over to my grandpa's house. And then he has all the planers, joiners. So I was able to get all the wood built, and it was fun to build it with him. And any of my wood projects, I try to, go over there and just have that time with them and build with them. So, and then my dad's he's taught us what he knew, and then we took what he knew and then ran with it, and then just started to, I guess, grow on whatever.
That's cool, man. That's awesome to keep it in the family like that.
Yeah, and then like even like my wife, like I guess she's doing the doctor thing, but she likes to get out and like weld or do any of that kind of stuff. Or even like on my 67, she'll pinstripe the valve covers, or she designed, or we have a whole website. She designed all the website. She does a lot of our like this logos or
That's
anything
cool.
like that. So in her spare time that she doesn't have.
Like a rock star family.
It is. It's cool to keep everybody involved. That's the difference. That's the things that makes it easier. Because shit's rolling. You guys are flying high. You got a plan.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, we're just doing them because the only thing we don't do right now is the seats. So everything else is done in-house. So the trucks never leave, I guess, our garage. But besides the fact if we're going up from my Phoenix garage down to Tucson. So that's the only time everything else is done by, I guess, someone with the name Adams.
My point is everything's rolling. Everything's tight. You're coming off a high. You did this, you're doing SEMA Battle of the Builders top 3. I mean, obviously this podcast, pretty big fucking deal, right? Everybody's the 17 people that are listening and be like, yeah, it is.
I know you've made it.
But you guys are rolling. You're rolling. Everybody's rolling. You fucking coming off the highs. And that's fucking awesome. We talked about advice. We talked about all this fun stuff. We've all been there. Mike Tyson said it best. Everybody got a plan until they get punched in the fucking mouth, right? And the punch in the mouth is fucking coming because it comes for everybody, right? And keeping that group tight and everybody bought into the same vision and all the family and the wife and the parents and the grandparents and stuff like that, we're going to do this. That's the shit that gets you through that punch in the mouth. The shit, it makes a difference. It really does. Going against the grain and everybody saying, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? And you're saying, fuck it, I'm going to do my own thing. That getting punched in the mouth by yourself, it's more difficult.
It's fuel for the fire. I had a little bit of both, you know.
Well, I have too.
Yeah.
100% have. And yes, it is fuel for the fire, but it's easier when you've got a group. I'm not saying it can't be done.
Easier than
the
one's supposed
when somebody's like, are you okay? It looks like you got punched in the mouth. It's nicer than be like, I just got punched in the mouth.
Shit, dude, you just got fucked up. Yeah. Got it.
All right. Standard questions. First off, favorite car movie. I want a little bit more.
Favorite car movie?
Do you guys still like watch movies?
I don't honestly, like before
See?
college, I never even watched a lot of shows, and I have watched more shows, but I don't know.
You've seen a movie though, right?
You know what a movie is.
Yeah, no, I
feel
do.
old. Fuck.
I don't know. I would probably have to say just Cars. Like I like
The cartoon one?
Yeah, the cartoon was
I
pretty
got
good.
It is good. It's a good movie.
It's pretty good.
I don't know. I'm gonna dive in deep. Fast and Furious 1.
Okay.
I idolized that movie growing up.
Yeah.
I did as well.
Blues Brothers.
Oh,
We're on a mission from God.
period. Area correct.
That scene where they jumped all the cop cars off the bridge.
Yeah.
That was filmed like 5 minutes from my house too.
Nice.
Yeah.
I watch that movie once a year.
Do you really?
Yeah, I really
What
do.
season? Is there a time?
Yeah, it's usually around this time. Yeah, usually watch it around this time, and I make whoever's at the house watch it, and then I tell all the people like, yeah, it's Aretha Franklin, and that's this and this, and I like the music in it is what I like. Fucking love the music.
Rawhide.
Oh,
Singer just.
It's a good flip.
all right. Next up, we're going to go straight to it. We're going to go straight to the law enforcement interaction stories. Your favorite law enforcement interaction story, if you've ever had to interact with law enforcement.
He probably got busted for curfew, and they called home, and they're like, "Don't do that again." It's like, I won't.
Luckily, like we did some pretty dumb stuff in high school with vehicles, but I've only been pulled over one time, and it was just from like a mountain bike practice, and it was with my brother and my mom. I didn't have my driver's license, and I was going like 35, so I didn't get a ticket, but that's as crazy as it gets.
So you're only like 5-6 years out of high school, right?
Yeah, or 4.5 years.
4.5 years. Are kids still fucking ripping lawn jobs nowadays? Like back in your day, were kids ripping lawn jobs? You
I
familiar
don't think he knows what a
I don't
lawn
know.
job is.
Yeah.
You don't know what a lawn
They
job
don't
is?
have
idea.
lawns in fucking Phoenix.
That's right.
Oh yeah, we don't. Yeah,
Turf.
Tucson's like no lawns. Like
You guys
go to
familiar with
Phoenix-
lawn jobs? Never heard?
I got.
No,
Unless you're
Jesus.
talking about like a
Dude,
job
you're-
mowing a lawn.
Dude, you're old.
Yeah.
You're so old. You sound stupid.
I don't even think we need to go into it, but
People, the people that have
we've
listened,
talked
they know
about-
what
yeah,
lawn
we've
jobs
talked
are.
about it before.
We had like forking lawns or stuff like
I was
that.
thinking,
No,
the other
this
day, has
was-
anybody ever actually done that? It was like
I
an
don't know
urban
any.
legend.
Someone
I
did it
feel
to
like
my
it's a
house growing
lifestyle.
up. Yeah.
Did it kill the grass?
Did it freeze and then you couldn't get the forks out? That
No,
was-
this
no,
is
it was summertime.
this is an automotive based podcast. So this is when you take a vehicle and you do something with some random
onto a
person's lawn.
at a high rate of speed and then
Yeah,
with the e-brake.
you do a lawn job.
There was that, but we didn't call it lawn jobs.
Got you.
We did a big burnout to school with my buddy's 4Runner. That was about it. Smoked the whole school out.
That's cool.
That was
Yeah.
that was about the
No
whole
lawn
thing.
for man.
No lawns.
Adam Banks.
It's just something about the smell. Like I can vividly remember the smell of
The grass?
the grass burning on the
Yeah.
exhaust.
Remember the heat? Remember what it sounded like?
Oh,
All up in the inner fenders.
Mine's just with like burning plastic. We would take a front wheel drive car and put trays underneath the rear tires.
Oh,
that's
and
cool.
do
That
some
was fun.
donuts with it.
yeah.
That was the high school thing.
You only get like 4 or 5 loopies though, and then it's,
Yeah, then they
they're
burn right
through.
through.
Yeah.
Or we would come home from like my buddy had a Lexus 400, so we would zoom home to my house, throw the car on the lift, take the exhaust off, come back to school, and then everyone would think we have a race car.
Big takeover car now.
Yeah.
Oh, the takeovers. God, I get lost on those Instagram videos late night if I can't sleep. Just watching people get wasted.
I never
They just
knew.
get whacked.
Oh my God!
I never knew that the tire was going straight after somebody's pants.
Yeah.
The amount of pants that get pulled down, it's amazing.
Is there some sort of like, you get like a prize? Is it a pride thing? How close you can be to the car when it drifts past? I'm trying to figure it out.
I don't
If you
think
hit
it's
somebody without killing them, you're pretty cool.
Is that what it is? There's
Yeah, but
gotta
then
be
if you
something.
really hurt somebody, all of a sudden you're not cool anymore.
I
Yeah, 'cause you're in
think
jail.
I think that nobody's really thinking that much into it. I
I'll
think
tell
that
you
there's
what,
like, this is a crowd of people. Watch this, and whatever happens, happens.
Oh my God!
I think there's gonna be like trampoline quarter panels on most of these cars because people get rocked and they just get right back up.
Dude, some of the ragdolling
the alcohol.
and the way that they walk it off,
Seeing somebody just
it's crazy.
I've always
Yanked.
wondered if those kids watch the takeover videos like older guys watch the takeover videos. Because you'd think they just want to go to them if
Yeah.
they were watching them.
Yeah, I don't know. I
don't
wouldn't want to
learn.
be there. It's crazy to see though.
it's a,
I mean,
it's
to see the human body take that kind of abuse and the way.
honestly,
it's
it's a black eye for the automotive community.
it's
Oh,
not
it's
good.
terrible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fucking
I'll
stupid.
periodically see stuff like in weird areas where you'll be driving through an intersection that's like maybe a decent part of town and it's just destroyed.
Yeah.
And there's-
However, again, back to my original point, like maybe a few of them get taken out. They don't. If you're taking selfies in the middle of a burnout pit,
Yeah.
right, dancing around like an idiot, and you get fucking wasted,
Yeah,
like
the pants coming
Who do-
off is so good though.
I've never seen so many more pantsings
I think
than you.
the pants. So the pants coming off when the tire grabs them is one thing, but when they get cranked so hard and they're like
Yes,
just
and the
going end
pants
over
come
end, and the pants,
The shoes
just,
leave.
Yeah, the pants and the shoes
after.
go,
300 feet in the air.
and they'll land and just like walk it off like a sprained
That's
wrist.
right then.
Yeah.
It's like in the heat of the moment, adrenaline.
Yes.
The modern
I
day
guarantee
bull
they
riders.
didn't. Cut, they didn't. They weren't at work the next day, being like
They weren't at work
They
the
weren't
day
at work,
before.
Lost my train of thought. That one got me.
I rattled you.
Yeah, you did.
Well, we'll move down the line.
Next law enforcement story.
Well, back to the old Fast and the Furious reference. I had a Honda Accord in high school. One of my buddies and I were still super good friends today. He was with me at SEMA this year and a whole bunch of other stuff. And
92 body style or 96 body style?
it was a 2001, the one that nobody liked. But
okay.
yeah.
2-door, 4-door.
2-door,
Okay.
4-cylinder, 5-speed. And it was a whole, you could really bang gears without beating the speed limit. So, obviously you had to have a fart can on there. Everybody had a fart can on
can. I
there.
never heard that.
Yeah, that's
Oh man, we turned the corner on the highway. We were heading to McDonald's for lunch one day in high school. We're just slapping the gears in this thing, not really breaking the speed limit because it's really not fast. It's more of a grandma car. Seen a sheriff pull out. We're like, oh no! Straight hit the brakes, died right beside him. We're like, all right, we lost him. Took the back roads. We made it to the drive-thru where he pulled up beside us in the drive-thru. He said, roll the window down. He said, why are you guys driving like a jackass out here? And we're just young high school. I'm 16. My buddy's 15. We're just like freaking out. Like, oh, like this guy just straight called us a jackass in the drive-thru. All of our friends are pointing and laughing because we're pulled over in the drive-thru. That was probably the worst cop interaction. That was pretty funny. Learned a lot from that.
what about you?
When we were in probably freshman year of high school, me and my buddy Nico, we lived kind of in a city-ish or suburb area, and we built potato cannons and
Never heard of them.
these big crossbows that you wind rope around and it would shoot broomsticks and stuff like that. That's cool. So we had all these
It's
things.
cool. Tell me more.
That one was sweet. But we had all these things set up in his little 200 square foot backyard, and we built this potato cannon where you had to order special size PVC to launch pool balls out of.
Oh, that's dangerous.
It's 2 1/4 inch or something like that.
Yes.
And then we wanted to step it up.
Innovative.
So we started running it off propane, and then our sparker wouldn't light the propane. So my grandpa's an electrical engineer, and we went in his basement. He taught us about rewinding microwave transformers, and we built this thing that would shoot a spark that big. I mean, you touch it and it feels a full body massage. So we were shooting that thing off through pieces of plywood, and then we had a bunch of tarps set up, and his neighbor's house.
Hauling them with your long bed.
Yeah.
The PVC held?
Yeah, it held great. It worked real good.
Schedule
And then
40 shit. Fucking.
It'd go through 3/4 inch plywood, and then we had tarps, a array of tarps set up to stop it from hitting the neighbors' houses behind that. But someone called the cops on us for that, and 5 or 6 cops show up, and we pretty much just got to go inside, and his dad is out there yelling at him about how we're not doing drugs and we're building stuff and totally standing up for us.
That's awesome.
So that's probably the most fun one. Yeah.
That's good. Dude, you know what the progression is on the spud gun, though, is nitrogen. Do you ever do nitrogen?
No, that sounds cool, though.
We
I thought
did-
about oxyacetylene.
Okay, so we...
Those are dangerous.
yeah.
Don't do that. I'm telling you, don't do that.
We got some thick tube laying around.
And not with PVC.
No.
No,
We-
or even in garbage.
You need to hire a Boilermaker, and then maybe.
Yeah.
But
We stepped it up. We were doing spud guns for years, and we built one out of all like 1/4 inch wall, just mild steel, and you just put a Schrader valve in it, got a pressure gauge, and just a gate valve. I mean, simple kind of deal, and interchangeable barrels, and we were running it on nitrogen, so you're getting like 210 psi out of that thing. I mean, you're getting a lot of fucking pressure. And we started first. We had like a 3/4 inch ID barrel with thread on, and we had a guy working for us, Sideshow Bob. Remember? Dude was like amazing on the lathe, and he would make us. We would just take 3/4 inch bar stock, and he'd make these like awesome fucking bullets for it. So
On the lathe?
Yeah, on the lathe.
Sweet.
And we would you'd load them. We just put a little piece of TIG. This thing was like a little bit primitive. You just drilled a hole, put a piece of TIG rod in, bend it over so the bullet would bottom out in it, and you just let that thing rip. We had a
Into the side of Dean's car.
Yeah, we had a guy here that had a LTD. What the hell was it? Country Squire.
Country Squire, yeah.
Send it through 1/4 panel, through the interior panel, other interior panel, out the other quarter panel, straight through the entire car. So that was awesome. And then we figured out that we had a guy working for us who was working part-time for NOS energy drinks, or NOS energy drinks. So he was bringing in just like massive pallets of these, and nobody's drinking them. Well, it just so happens they drop right into a piece of 2.5 inch stainless exhaust tube. So, we're thinking, the wheels start turning. Oh, shit. Like, it's a big chamber. Adapt it to a 2.5 inch piece of exhaust. Next thing you know, we're sending NOS cans, like tall boys.
Into orbit.
Yeah, into fucking outer space. But the thump, I mean, compared to a spud gun, it's next level. I would,
rad.
yeah.
We
It's
built a air
exhilarating.
pressure one that, because you get the Schroeder valve and it takes so long to open.
Yeah.
So we built a valve for it that would go in line. It was like you put vacuum on it,
Okay.
and then when the vacuum released, like this valve would open up in like milliseconds or something like that. And
Yeah.
we did that one too.
You probably get an extra 50 yards out of that or something.
I don't know. We were shooting in like a 20-foot backyard, so we didn't notice anything.
I feel like that's a Midwest thing.
Yeah.
These guys are,
the spud guns.
well,
You
just blowing shit up, spud guns. It seems very Midwest.
I know there's only one person here probably knows. You know what a cheetah is, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, the tire.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So take a cheetah, right? Screw off your pipe,
Yep.
right? And put you about a 4-footer on there, just round, right? Thread on. I think, what is it, 2 inch? I think it's 2 inch.
Yeah, they're 2 inch. Yep.
Old school, like go to Dick's Sporting Goods or something, just get a shit ton blue racket balls. Just regular racket balls. Fit perfect, right? And the cheetah, like when it says danger on the thing, dude, you got like,
They're more talking about the tire. Like
you
what's gonna happen with it.
got like, it's between 8 and 10 minutes left on the compressor before you got to worry about it. So just,
But I mean, the compressor's
Right.
it's only going up 120
Fuck.
psi max, maybe. Doesn't matter how long you hold
I
it on.
cranked mine up to 140 when I built
yeah,
mine.
you can,
Oh, yeah.
you can get fucking,
Some of them will,
You get
some
like
of
a
them
big
won't.
pulley kit on
Yeah,
there.
some of them
What was
won't.
that?
Get a big pulley kit on there, spin that thing up.
Yeah. Overdrive it.
or you hook it to your CO2 cartridges that you got for air ride and shit.
Okay.
So just fucking, it's, the thing about it is I got like a conscience or whatever, so I don't want to like shoot like things that would hurt somebody like forever into outer space. But racket balls, I ain't got no problem with. And just, I mean,
You'd kill somebody with one of those.
no, we just shoot them.
Oh, I think we could shoot.
Because this was at the rim shop. We were next to the interstate, right? And we were in downtown, right? So there was like all the large buildings. So interstate was here, all the buildings were here, and our shop was here. So like, I don't know, probably 200 or 300 racket balls a weekend of just, I mean, but it's gone. It's almost like CGI of like when you see like Superman take off. It's just
Gone.
instant, gone, forever. But then you'd shoot them. I mean, we hit the moon with them. It's fun times. Yeah.
I'll have to try that. I got 2 different ones. I got one with a ball valve on it. Then I actually have one that's got a trigger on it.
The trigger ones are the triggers.
nice.
The trigger ones where you can actually
Yep.
get down on. Yeah.
Ball valves are too slow.
Yeah. The trigger you can get. Yeah. It's if you don't go crazy, you can hit somebody in the small of the back with it. If they're like 80 yards away, whatever, it won't kill them. But they'll go down and they'll cry about it for a long time.
I popped Phil with a wad of wet paper towels and a spud gun when we were kids.
Felt great.
Just like
No, you don't.
It's not.
No, don't do
Even that's really bad. Real bad. Yeah, it left a welt like.
But a
it's
racquetball
still
gives. Racquetball gives. If you go to 80 to 90 psi and do a racquetball, like
I'm not signing up for that. No way.
it's gonna leave a mark, but it's not gonna.
A hole.
It's been a while since
You're
I
not
touched
gonna-
a racquetball. They're the hard
It's a good-
rubber.
yeah,
No, it's their
got some
squeezy.
give, but it's pretty firm.
They're
Yeah.
foam or are they
It's-
rubber?
No, it's rubber.
No, it's rubber. It's the
Yeah.
perfect
You
ball
wouldn't
for
wanna-
shooting.
Yeah, if
it's the perfect.
somebody just threw it at you, you wouldn't want to get hit in the face
No.
with it.
No, I'm not saying you're gonna be like, oh, do that again, but you're not gonna live your life differently after it.
It's not gonna kill you.
No,
Okay.
you're not gonna lose a job.
A little more
Well, you're not
flexible.
gonna not get a job because of it. And kids listening, cheetah, trigger powered, racquetball.
Great influence.
Best piece of advice. Man, you guys are
They
too
might
young.
They might not have gotten it yet.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I'm not even asking it. You haven't. You got one?
My grandpa's got a good
All right,
one.
give it.
He always says, "Don't make decisions in the dark," which is actually pretty true because I get some crazy ideas at night.
Okay.
Don't make decisions in the dark. Huh.
Think about it. Make the decision in the morning.
Basically, like sleep on it. Yeah,
Okay. That's good.
but I think there's something about the dark
Yeah.
too that, yeah.
But if you get, yeah. Sometimes it's too late.
It's Facebook. That's
already
when
made
Facebook
that decision.
Marketplace happens. Is in the dark.
Facebook Marketplace, and then just Facebook, whatever the video reels are. That's where you see the dudes like making the Indian guys making car batteries
Oh yeah.
with their feet.
Brake rotors.
Yeah.
I was watching one today. They were like machining a part and then coming off, and like 3 guys holding feet on the backside and polishing it. It's things they do.
Wild.
Have you seen the new one that keeps popping up? Maybe it's just my reel. Is how much welding they do on a head, and then
Cylinder
like,
head?
cylinder head,
Yeah.
fly cutting them.
I've seen one that's just loaded with TIG weld. Like,
I've had to do that.
really?
Yeah.
Whole cylinder head?
Yeah, one of the shops that I freelance at, Kilpatrick Engine and Transmission, they'll fix some pretty fucked up shit.
And that doesn't take that
Doesn't
thing
matter
off the
because
shit
you're
out of
fly
it?
cutting. I mean, I've had
Yeah,
to do
you're
the.
That you're not fly cutting the other side.
Well, no, but
Turn
there's
it over
not
to
really
you.
much on the other
Okay.
Just a
side.
valve cover with
I mean,
a
you're
gasket.
still you're still running like 220 amps. I mean, it's not putting that much heat.
I guess.
Like you can grab the thing 20 minutes after you're done. Still, there's a guy in Michigan that he just welds engine blocks and shit like that. And he does all that stuff for like I think like Jokers and he does a bunch of engines for.
I mean, I've known it's been done forever, but like in the last 2 months.
Interesting to
It's
see.
just why it just keeps popping up in the Instagram
What's the
reels.
What's the process for getting like all the oil and contaminants out of it?
Or just get it hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just burn it up.
I mean, the stuff I have done has been. I've never done an old head. I've only done like new billet or cast
Okay.
heads or something like that. So they're not really ever that
Saturated.
They're not that dirty. And then you peen them after the first time, and that helps. And I think those guys normally peen them after too. It's hard on them again.
Yeah, harden it.
Yeah. I've done a lot of the inner, like the cylinder areas. I've fixed parts on the whole thing, but I haven't done a full one.
It's crazy when you look at how rough the buildup is for them to come back and cut, and then like in I don't watch them long, but like 2 passes, you're like, oh fuck, I thought that thing was gonna be like hammered shit, but like you're actually cleaning that shit. It's fucking wild.
They hog like 40 thou off
Yeah.
sometimes. I think the machinist was doing like 40, and the boss has done like 10 before, and he's just like looking at him like, oh shit.
All right. Last but not least, what's the last thing we got? Been drinking, having a good time.
Standard questions.
Standard questions.
Best piece
Bit
of
advice. We did
advice.
think. Oh,
You gotta
cars.
fight.
We did first car.
They probably haven't got their first car yet.
No, they've danced around it. but nobody said what their actually first car is purposely.
I pegged.
So
I pegged his current daily though.
Yeah, you did. You fucking guessed it. This one's gonna be tough. So, you graduated high school in, 2017, 2018?
Me, 2020.
That's how bad.
What do your kids drive?
It's 2024.
Yeah,
You're 23.
I think his is
19.
easy because he was set.
God.
The first vehicle set him on a mission. It's a C10.
You're not daughter's age.
It was a C10. Had to be.
No,
Yes, technically that was my first vehicle, but it became too nice. So then my first vehicle I drove like to high school was a '87 Chevy C10.
Okay.
I would say that's the first one I actually drove. But my first truck technically that I owned was a 1967 C10,
black and charcoal for the 87 K10.
just all white.
It's Arizona.
It was
Black.
No black in Arizona.
Little OJ style.
Yeah.
huh?
No, I did build myself black Blazer afterwards. I sold it super quick. I hated black.
Yeah, in the desert. I mean, where exactly are you at in Arizona?
Pretty much Tucson. I go between like Tempe or Phoenix, Tempe, and Tucson.
Tempe south of Phoenix?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Tempe's where ASU is at.
Gotcha. Yeah.
That's where my
So you
my
just get
daughter
that-
actually wanted to go there. We had a trip for a tour, whatever they did. But it
You didn't want to be a grandpa, so you
no
didn't send her there.
fucking COVID happened, so they canceled the tours. So then she went to Alabama. Yeah,
like that constant just desert like mist that lands on all the cars. Every time we go out to Barrett Jackson,
it's
and
those
you're
trees that just fucking shit
well,
on
and you're
everything.
you got to wipe down the cars every night, and it's just like sandpaper. It's like 120 grit that lands on the car. So I can imagine a black car.
Yeah,
It's gotta be brutal.
It was not fun at all. Just dusty all the time. Never clean.
It's like that blue BMW. The
True. Moving on.
moving on. Both of y'all are 29. So
2014. For
carry the
14,
one.
yeah.
Carry by the time
Bring down the
2
4.
divided by 3.
I'm seeing. I'm just gonna spill it out there. What came to my mind? It's a Dodge Ram, like an early 2000s Dodge Ram
For him?
4x4. Yeah.
Oh, you're fucking way off. Way
It's
off.
just what I'm.
way off.
I didn't think about it.
I
just
know.
Let it.
I get it.
Let it roll.
You're way off.
Yeah,
2014.
What was the one? What did it say on the tailgate? The one that was like higher
Ram.
option.
Ram.
No, there was like a 4x4.
Laramie.
There was
Longhorn?
something.
SLT.
Long-
That was the
Longhorn.
one where Mixter was always like, you could fit 33 1250s factory.
Oh, I think it's a Dodge.
No, it was like a sport or off road. There was something on them. It was the cool one
The
back in
4x4?
late 90s, early 2000s.
4x4?
No, there was like a Daytona. It had like
There
a
was
little wing
something,
or something.
dude. There was something on
There
the.
was that one, yeah.
I gotta look it up.
Yeah, that was the fake wannabe V10 one, though. That wasn't that full SRT. There was only 4x4 back
I'm
then.
gonna find it.
I'm going to go 4-wheel drive OBS.
Nope.
2014? No. Dude, you got to think,
Okay,
we're
that-
fucking old.
You are, yeah.
You are not that much younger.
Still younger.
A couple years. 20. I'm thinking.
I'd love to see a vision of what's going on in there when you're thinking and calculating all these years. Like, is it Goodwill Hunting? Like, shit, there's a chalkboard.
I think it's just
Yeah.
blank.
He's
It's like the Twilight Zone.
he's country. I'm going like, for some reason, I'm going like big Ford, like Crown Vic or something like that. It's just a driver. Like, he just acquired it somehow. He's Honda all day long. That's a Civic, and I think Civic Si. I'm just going.
I wish it was a Civic Si. No, no. My first car, I still have it. 68 Rally Sport Camaro.
Oh,
It was way.
fuck
way-
all you guys. That's what he said.
It was a big project. Took 13 years to finish it. You know, just going through school and everything to finish it. I still got it. But my first driver was that 2001 Accord.
Okay.
And Fast and the Furious lives on.
Fast and Furious.
That's
As a
tough
fucking Previa throws me for a loop. That's just.
Yeah.
And he's been into a lot of things, but he's also, I'm telling you, that's he should be where he's at, and he should be where he's at. They should swap. He's
You gotta,
more.
you gotta remember, Wisconsin cars didn't live that long. So we're in the Midwest, so you can't go back too far.
No,
because it
I
would
know.
be rusted to shit and gone.
Right. I think it's
So it's definitely not a 68 Camaro that was parked out behind the shed because there'd be a roof.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was a snowmobile for an hour for a year and a half. Just a full blown snowmobile.
Staying away from that.
Big good Artie cat.
It's a whole new set of problems.
Dude, I don't know.
Okay. If you don't,
Did you buy it or was it a family member's?
My first car, I bought a car about the same time I got my first car, but that car that I bought, I never finished. So I had it for like 10 years and just in different stages of fabrication. So I'm going with the first car that I was given.
You were given.
I kind of took it more than
Fuck.
It's a 4-door big car
It's
made
4
by the
doors.
Ford Lincoln Motor Company.
I did buy probably 5 of them after that, though, because I absolutely love them.
No, then you're wrong. It's a modifiable car. Then
I don't know. Fucking town car. That's a cult following there.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, only if you have fucking Tony Santucci, your buddy.
No,
I think it's
that's
a Ford. I think it's like an Escort because he was going to turn it into like a rally car or some shit. So he's like
An Escort? Oh, you mean
there was
okay.
yeah.
Okay, I think you're wrong, but I know I know where you're going
it
with
was
it.
One of the big 3.
Yeah, I know where you're going.
Shot in the dark.
Yeah,
I got nothing.
it's not a Subaru SVX. I know that.
I don't know what you would buy 5 of afterwards. It's
Real cool cars.
What is it?
Super Outback.
Are you serious?
Love them. Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
You
said
fucking
they should
100%
be.
should switch.
They should swap. I figured it out. They 100% are born in the wrong
Damn.
place.
Super Outback. What was the What were you acquiring so many of them for? What were you just swapping parts?
Oh, because I would crash them and stuff. Like the first one, man. I mean, it just got fucked. I would drive down to Chicago to build roll cages and have 21-foot sticks of DOM strapped to the roof. So I'd strap them like.
It didn't have an 8-foot bed. It was just a,
That's why I don't need it. That's why I like short beds.
That's why you tell the guys to shut the fuck up about a long bed.
I towed a Subaru. I put a flatbed trailer on one of my Outbacks and went to buy another Outback one time and towed that home. But those are great because you can buy them in summer for really cheap and then flip them to like someone getting a car for their daughter to go to college in winter because they need a snow car by us. So it's like you could double your money.
winter beater.
Yeah. I had one that I swapped with like a JDM engine and stuff like that. They're just fun. They're real good in the winter.
You drift those things pretty good.
Yeah, we used to have a shop down. It's a trendy area in Milwaukee now, but it was pretty empty when we were there. And my buddy had a WRX wagon. We drive down there for like a tank of gas at a time. It was so fun. Yeah.
Yeah, that was still vague.
I could see that being. I could see that being a fun time. I'm playing it back in my mind right now. Yeah.
Where are you at in Wisconsin?
Milwaukee.
Oh, you're right in the city?
Just out. I used to live in the city. Now I'm a little outside. Yeah.
Okay.
Then the shop's a little more outside. As I'm getting older, I'm getting farther away.
I'm up there quite a bit. You know where that Four Seasons skate park is?
Yep, I go there all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, my son's always there.
Yeah.
So we're up there a couple times a week.
Yeah, so our shop was pretty much, that's kind of in the valley. We were at the end of the valley, like pretty close to Lake Michigan.
Okay.
And it's like, what do they call it? Walker's Point now, if you've ever gone to eat there or something like that. The gays have taken it over and made it cool.
Okay. They made it cool?
Yeah.
All right.
You got coffee shops and
Super Outbacks.
less super.
They're all coming together now.
Guys, it's been an absolute
it's
fucking
been
blast.
great.
Before we roll out, we got, on behalf of Heatwave Visual, we have some gifts. We got more gifts out there, but that's not on camera stuff. I appreciate the help. Thanks.
What? Okay.
on your
You want
side
me
of
to
the table.
You want me to divvy them out? They're Heatwave
There's
safety glasses, right?
Heatwave safety glasses.
These are great.
Yeah.
They got some rad safety
Thank you.
glasses.
I didn't know they had safety glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're all different
It
colors.
was funny.
but
I was just looking
Oh,
at
hell
these
yeah,
on the way
they're
down here
big
at the
guys.
airport.
They're
The,
great.
yeah. Justin from Heatwave sent some stuff. We're going to be doing some giveaways. We're gonna-
Yeah, the
like
marketing's
classic
killer in
first
them.
kind of
yeah.
spin off. But they're good. Good
They're
stuff.
cool shit. Those the little
brand.
side things,
Feel
they
cool
actually,
on 'em.
this one,
It's like a vent window.
yours don't. Some of them actually are removable. I think the
Oh, yeah,
black
these
ones are.
removable.
Yeah.
Oh, you got the cool ones. You got the Jesse James ones over there.
All right.
So let's get some social media flying. How do we follow you?
Yeah.
How does everybody get on your site, see what you guys are doing?
I guess mine's Adams_Customs is our, I guess, company Instagram.
Okay. And 15,000 followers. I mean, you're fucking rocking it
Yeah,
up.
we probably won't make a dent. You'll probably be 15-4 when this one's over with.
Yeah,
Or
I wish you-
15-4
I wish
now.
you'd have a little bit of
You
confidence.
guys might get
I
a
wish
couple.
Yeah.
Turn that one right
Fucking touche.
That's what I like to hear. Fucking, we can hang now. Adams_customs, and then your own. Yes, this is Tyler_Adams21, right?
Yeah, that's right. When I follow you and I actually want to see what you do, I follow you on my personal
Okay.
account.
Okay. Cool.
Where do people go to say all the meme comments? Yours or Adams?
Roadster
Customs?
Shop's YouTuber Facebook.
Doesn't seem to matter. You get the mean comments wherever.
Is your email up there for a read?
I haven't got any mean emails yet.
Just wait.
Yeah,
It'll come.
Read will get you.
All right.
Good spill. Love
You
the
get-
logo.
you
Love
got
the
two.
logo, by the way, man.
Thank you.
Logo's fucking rocking.
Yeah, I wanted something simple, kind of iconic, like a logo wise.
Yeah.
So that's what we came up with. It turned out pretty good.
Yeah, I dig it.
Yeah, that's more of the custom side of stuff that I post. My personal page is what I post everything on, and then I just kind of share it over to that one.
So this is Phipps built.
Phibbs built.
Two
Yeah.
P's, all one word. And then,
Personal page.
oh yeah. Fucking.
One rad accord.
Because he lives his life
One.
a quarter mile at a time.
Hell yeah.
One rad
Yeah,
accord.
that's where I post most of the stuff. It's one rad accord. I've been doing more stuff on Phibbs built now that I have one of my friends helping me run that page.
Sweet.
But
All right, Connor. Last but not least, we've already been on your page looking at all the crazy ass shit. So Connor.butter.
Correct. Yep. Then it'll be not released yet, but butterwelding.com will be the website where I'll have those tabs up and a couple other things that we're working on.
Guys, it's been fucking awesome.
Yeah, been
Anything you ever need, you're a little closer. But regardless, anything you guys ever need, this you call because you know what chassis need to go under it. So he's a suspension decision maker. Seriously, absolutely phenomenal fucking builds there. Honored. We're all honored to have you on the fucking podcast.
Absolutely, guys. We appreciate you coming out, man.
You guys are gonna fucking be something. We're gonna be the old.
They're
We're
not
already
gonna be,
old.
They are something. You guys are you're the future of the
Yeah,
industry.
you're
It's
right.
fucking awesome.
We're old now, but when we're like really fucking old in a thing, we're gonna be like,
We're has-beens, dude.
we fucking had those guys on the podcast. They're gonna be like, what's a podcast?
We've reached the point.
Yeah,
We got a few more years before it gets pathetic.
fucking
but-
old. I hate it. Really do.
Well, thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
Fucking
Yeah,
awesome.
thanks for
man.
having us
thank you. We
on.
appreciate it.
Keep up the good work, fellas.
See you again next week.